Welcome back to Dark Skies 2077. This is session 4 and the finale of. It's labeled as the wrong one. Well, I'll fix that here in a second. That's being said, it's the finale. We're in the middle of a fight. We're at the top of the initiative. So I'll go ahead and start it off. And we'll move from there. So, I'll change the music as well. A couple of things need updated here. But yeah, it'll go to Rings. She is going to surveying the situation. Um, she kind of looks at you all. We'll move to the bathtub.
Is she the one that's on fire?
Yeah,
she's
D6. Go ahead and roll it.
2.
Okay. And she will use her action to put herself in the bathtub.
in the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
What's the tub?
So this will benefit her in the following ways. First off, she is in a cold submersible, which means that will offset the overheat as long as she remains in the bathtub, but she won't be able to take many actions while laying in the bathtub. And the other thing you'll notice is as she pulls herself up, she's holding the person you know as Beth, basically spooning her, and she's placing her pistol against the girl's head. This can be seen by Crown and Dolly, and that's it.
That's fucking rude.
It was going to be interesting. Okay, so bear with me here. I'm going to move to Redtail. It's your turn. You are not aware of that. The fight that you can kind of see if you're still looking in that doorway is Mooney versus the strange scab. And it looks like you're rushing in. Okay, I'll go ahead and fix my stuff. You go ahead and you go nuts. Okay, bear with me here.
I like you, Redtail.
I need to roll evasion.
You got panache.
I do. And in response, you attempted to attack me with a melee weapon, so I will in kind attack you with a brawling attack. Go ahead and make an evasion roll. Your evasion roll just barely beats hers. So basically, you rush in, teeth coming towards her face. She kind of moves aside, catch, and then her clawed hand kind of comes up in a fist towards your face as you kind of move your body back and away. You get a note. Is it a heavy or very? It's very heavy. Okay, cool.
Very.
Just the one then. Cool. That is it for Redtail. It'll move to Mooney.
Is this big thing next to me like bolted to the floor?
You can test it. There's no way I'm giving you that information in the firefight.
Yeah, I'm not gonna waste my action to test it. Well, still sort of trying to put as much of this thing between her and I as possible. I'm just gonna aim for her head, and I'm gonna put all 4 of my luck points on this one. That's the last 4 luck points I have.
Correct. This session is a continuation, technically, of the last session, so I'm not letting the refresh on luck points per session that I've normally allowed continue.
That's fine. Yeah, very heavy pistol to the dome. Armor piercing ammo.
Okay.
Bam.
A
Plus
minus
4.
8.
That's a
So 21
21.
minus 21 minus 8. You said to the head.
Right. So that's a 13.
Yeah, and she'll evade. Success. This is not a melee weapon, brawling, or martial arts attack, so she does not reciprocate. That's 1 shot, and that's all you get. Any movement from you?
Nope. Fuck
Okay.
my life.
Damn, that would have been a crit too.
Yeah, I would have done some damage, but my roll was fucking pathetic.
For flavor, you kind of move the gun as like the teeth come snapping, and she kind of leans forward and rah! Kind of at Redtail. You kind of put the gun behind her, and you see her head kind of like snap aside as you pull the trigger. The bullet sails past her and slams into the TV across the way, which doesn't cause it to stop working. There's just a massive bullet hole and cracking across the plastic glass, and there's still just kind of like news or whatever playing on the, or probably ads, to be honest. Okay. And no movement, so then it'll go to Dolly. Currently, there's assault rifle fire coming in from across the room. You're really not terribly aware of the asset, but this woman jumped into the bathtub filled with ice. Is currently canoodling. Blonde-headed woman that looks like she's kind of full board from the neck down. And then this is the guy with the assault rifle. And then this lady here is the team's. She looks like a net runner. She looks like she's. She hasn't taken much damage.
So if I'm not mistaken, I can't see anything. Is there anyone else in this room? Is it just me and
Oh, can you not?
No, it's all darked out.
Ty's right in
Weird.
front of you. That's weird.
Hold on. Vision. Okay.
Well, like I see the tokens that are in this room, but I don't know if you don't want me to see anything outside.
That's not true. Oh, you mean behind us? Outside? There's no outside.
Yeah, there's okay.
Yeah,
I guess I just don't know where anyone else is, really.
Ty?
Sure. You can see.
Can you see Crown in front of you?
Yes, I see Crown.
And you can
And
see
I
the
see
room, right?
Liz. Yeah.
Okay. And then there's like a wall here.
Yes.
Yes. So on the other side of the wall, you can't really see anybody. That's fair.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
But there's definitely a
All right.
firefight or something happening over there.
Okay, I can hear it, but I can't. Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right. I will go ahead and try and take out that last blue guy who's attacking Crown.
Okay. Seven. Oh, sorry, that's Mooney's shot still. Okay. So that will miss the first attack there. You get a second attack with the pistol. Okay. That will hit. This guy does not have the reflexes sufficient to dodge. So go, that's 10 damage. He's currently got 3 in the chest armor because he's taken some meat. So that means he'll take 7 real. Sorry, getting used to a new keyboard. New keyboard, who it is. Okay. He takes a shot to the chest. It doesn't look like it puts him down, but it definitely looks like it has seriously wounded him, which means he's at less than half his hit points and has a -2 to all his checks. Okay. Anything else from you, Dolly? Do you want to move back out, or do you want to remain in? If you see the... Hold on, let me see if I can... Yeah, I'm going to do something here. Delete. If you step back outside, you'll see like the black bar around the outside. For the purposes of this, the bottom half of that will be, and also the square that you're kind of in, will be the balcony.
Okay. Is it possible to like kind of just duck down behind that wall?
Yeah.
For cover? Okay.
So yeah, you'll just move
like take a
diagonally
step
back, or yeah, that's fine. Okay. Cool. It will go to her. Okay. So I've got 2 targets. Connection to server has been interrupted. Bear with me here. Roll20 is on.
I have the same thing.
Doing a good.
We'd love to see it.
We love to see it.
Oh, and that was my turn. Cool.
Thanks, Roll20. Oh, there I am.
Oh wow.
I'm sorry, it must be me, the net runner.
Yeah, you're hacking the system.
Oh, that
It
makes
still
sense.
says
That makes
it's
sense.
Dolly's on the right side, on the side that's showing. It'll hopefully eventually transact and be good. Let's see if I can force it. Looks like I can. Okay. Great. So she is going to act, but I don't think she definitely wants to fight both. Okay. So she has rate of fire 2 with her claws. I'm going to go ahead and attack Mooney. So go ahead and make an evasion roll. I've got my attack roll. Okay. Did you click it? Is it just being
Yeah,
goofy?
I got a 14.
Okay.
Didn't show up.
Yeah, That will not be high enough. Your armor on your chest is currently.
It's oh, I guess I was picking down the wrong one. It's currently 8.
Okay. So half that would be 4, which means that the 16 damage will be reduced to 12. So you'll take 12 damage, and then once it gets through, it'll do 5 additional damage with a critical injury to the body. And that will be a torn muscle. So she kind of rakes across your chest and tears your chest muscles. You just feel like, your kind of upper body strength is kind of just like, oh, as she kind of rakes you across the chest. She'll then step.
So that was 17 total?
Yes. She'll then step away from you and move at Foxen. And as she kind of tears at you, she's kind of like almost ballet dancing towards him. And she shunts her foot out towards Foxen's face. This will be an aimed shot at the head. Foxen, you can go ahead and make an attempt at evasion. God, you're really good at that.
Yeah. Fucking way to go, man.
Alright, so like the snap kick comes high and towards your face, and you kind of quickly duck down underneath it as it kind of pops, and she kind of drops the kick back. But it's fast enough, the whip of the kick, it's fast enough that you can realize that her legs are cybernetic as well.
Do I get to make a
Well, I put
do
critical
I get to
injury.
do I get to make a counterattack at her too?
Do you have a perk that lets you?
No.
Then no.
Damn.
She has perk. Alright, crown's up.
Maybe.
This guy looks
Is it-
pretty fucked up. Like, if he takes one more shot, he's probably beasted. But this girl here, if she hasn't said anything yet, because again, 1.5 second rounds, kind of like quick, beat, beat. She jumped into the bathtub very quickly and kind of came back up out of the water with who you understand to be the reason you're here. This woman named Beth.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and add her to the board.
Would I have the ability to use my ricochet on my shit, where is it?
Yeah, you can use Ricochet to shoot and bounce it off the wall.
Okay, cool.
Who are you trying to hit?
I'm trying to hit the lady in the tub.
Okay.
Not Beth, but the lady holding her.
Got it. Because of her positioning in the bathtub, it has to be an aim shot to the head.
Shoot.
So with
Okay.
the penalty for Ricochet and aim shot, it'll be a -11.
Minus oh shit.
You got this, Jonah.
I don't know if I got
I
this.
will let Ricochet get
Believe in
around the fact
yourself.
that she's using Beth as a human shield. But
Mhm.
if you try any other shots besides a Ricochet, I think that she'll be able to interject Beth, whichever one, in the midst of it. And I just realized that it just shifted everybody at the beginning of the thing, so nobody's in the right squares and hasn't been for a while. Wonderful.
We didn't want to bring it
And
up.
the other fun part is this Twitch has been going off in the side there, but it just dropped all of the text. Like, the chat didn't even have anything. And I was like, okay,
Oh,
well, I hope everything's
shit.
going fine. And then I just saw like a block, and it was like, John's having enough tech issues at the moment, lol, is the only thing that, and FR, not even once. Seems like,
It's for real.
luckily folks know I am getting the fucky wuckies here. Chad
We
goes
believe in you.
there, and then Foxen will go there. But
I
then
didn't even
that
get
means
to say, "Hey yo, what the fuck?"
who-
Because I was in Tom's spot.
Tom goes there, and then Jonah and Stephanie are in the right spots. Okay, cool.
Yay.
Sorry, focusing up. Crown, what do you want to do?
1, 2, 3. If she's there anyway, could I just like come around the behind her, beat her up, and then
No,
move
because
this
she'll
way?
be able to utilize her as a cover, just like you were able to maneuver the person between you and her. The only good
And the
grace I'm
sword
giving,
guy.
the only good grace I'm giving you is if you try and do a ricochet pop shot right off the bat, I'll allow that to pass by the shield, just because flavor wise it's interesting. But running
Okay.
up to her and trying to put the gun on her head, she's not just gonna be like,
No, not shoot her. Like beat the shit out of her with my hand.
oh yeah, you can go fight her all you want.
Yeah. I want to do that
Yeah,
to avoid the -11.
sure.
Alright, I'll go here. I have a move of 8. I should be able to make it there. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
All right, and then I'm gonna try to punch her.
Go ahead and make your attack roll. She'll make her evasion.
17.
Yeah, so she is currently lying down, so that means she has a penalty of 2. She will succeed regardless, and she is going to interject Beth into the way. So go ahead and roll damage. What's your body? 11?
Yeah.
46, please.
All right. She's gonna die.
Oh,
You didn't aim at her head, so her body's mostly
4d6.
metal.
14.
Okay, so yeah, you slam into it, and you can feel like a lot of metal kind of crumple under your fist and kind of like pistol whip attack. And it definitely doesn't look good. It causes her face to kind of twist into pain. And the woman kind of dropped underneath and kind of pulled up out of the water and is kind of maneuvering to the other side of the tub. You can make a second attack because you make rate of fire brawling 2.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, oh shit, sorry. And then I'm gonna run over here and punch.
Okay.
I'm gonna punch him instead.
you need to swap
17.
Fox and I.
Oh God. All right, it's fixed. And then the music
Yay.
needs to be better than the scavengers music that keeps on just doing the kind of same dreary whooshu dolls it is. All right.
I got 17.
Cool.
On the next strike for the machine gun guy.
All right. He is going to evade or attempt to. He is going to fail that. So go ahead and give me 46 damage.
All right.
Please,
now,
3 sixes. 3 sixes.
I have a question about. Let me just roll those 2 6s. I have a question. Does my first attack, since it was a miss on the one I was intending, but it was a hit on Beth, does that count towards my perk?
No.
Okay. So you take 17 damage and that's it.
Plus 5, and you're going to go ahead and click the critical injury effect up at the top.
Critical injury?
Yeah, if you have a token selected, you should see bars up at the top.
Wait, 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 wait.
I
what?
got it.
Okay.
So you break his arm. You rush forward and you break his arm. He is
Nice.
currently holding a weapon that requires 2 hands to hold, so he will drop the rifle. Okay.
Nice, nice.
And
Good
that's
job.
it for you. It goes to X.
Yeah.
I am.
Ash, could you
going-
hack this lady's legs? Turn her off, please.
Sadly, not with what I've got equipped on right now. I will instead do short circuit on her,
Okay.
since I already have overheat running on something else. So, interface roll 13.
Success.
Okay. 3-round
On this chick?
duration. Yeah.
And short circuit, go ahead and remind me.
1d6 at the start of their
Yeah.
turn.
Electric
Damage
phase.
halved if they have EMP threading fashionware. Damage is doubled if they're a drone, mech, or robot.
It'll be half. They have EMP threading.
Yeah, I figured.
X, good turn. Violetta, you are up, but again, entirely outside. You would see that Dolly is at the door, kind of like pistol in hand, kind of backed up to it, and X is basically like doing one of these, or probably like, in the, kind of focused in the brain, using the internal. So not a lot is visually kind of being seen. Some bullets did kind of rush out the door and kind of slam into the tin of the, exterior, but it doesn't seem like it's, nobody's thrown a grenade yet. And you're
Right.
also not aware of the Beth hostage situation.
Yeah. She'll probably move just a little bit closer and pull her gun out. But not like
And then the
run.
inevitable
She's not
betrayal.
running
She just
in to.
Walks up behind Dolly and says, "Fuck you," and shoots her in the back, and,
No.
I'm tired of this shit.
and nobody saw it coming.
I'm trying to help. The twist of the century.
You
Alright.
shouldn't trust
I'm gonna move
Corpos.
like right here. Like not in the doorway.
Okay. Since you're the only person
Line.
who's actively not like focused on the kind of engagement here, go ahead and give me a perception roll.
Mhm. That is under education awareness.
Awareness, yeah.
12.
Okay. So you do notice that some people in and around the courtyard that I mentioned were kind of present and around these spaces are kind of like, rubbernecking to see what's going on over here. So there's definitely a tension that's present here. Um, and it could be the case that they're just going to stay back and idly watch. The more potentially kind of invested individuals may try to be like a third party entry into the mix and win out over everybody. So just keep an eye out there.
Right.
Okay, so we'll go to this guy who has been shot, and Crown just ran way away from her. He's going to reach around the outside of the door, and he's going to grab Dolly. So Dolly, go ahead and make a brawling roll.
Sorry if my pretzel crunching is loud.
I hope it is, yeah.
I didn't even hear it.
That's under body?
Fighting. Oh, that's a real swing. What'd you get?
20 plus 1.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
So that will succeed. He tries to grab you and fails. And then he kind of looks at you as you kind of, are out there. And he has a pistol in one hand and is kind of focused in on you. Kind of like he grabs at you, you kind of maneuver away like, what the fuck? And he's like coming out of the door kind of, aggressively. He's still wounded in the chest. He's still bleeding quite a bit. But he apparently is got a mind for, or a look in his eyes for violence. Okay, so broken arm guy. He is going to wait until John picks up music. I did this the other night too. I think for Sunday.
I did that on Sunday. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was Sunday too, probably. Yeah, I just kept on in the middle of the fight. This isn't good fight music. I want better fight music. So I need to
Gotta set the mood.
Gotta set the mood. It's important. This is it. This is the one. We're gonna hold on to this one for a while. Okay, so he will draw out his pistol, and point blank he will attempt to shoot you, Crown, in
Okay.
the whole U. So party.
In his hole? What the fuck?
You're gonna shoot his load into your hole.
That's not okay. Congratulations on being
Insensitive.
canceled again.
He shoots you in the chest, the whole chest.
Okay.
Nothing but the chest, so help me God.
Feel free to not let me go back on this because I didn't call it when it was my turn. But would I be able to use my charismatic leadership to give Crown another turn after mine?
Well, yeah, it's something that you have to do as an action. So since you shot me in the chest, you couldn't have done both. It's one or the other.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Next time, though.
Yeah, on your turn, you could be like, Crown, get the fuck back here! And then he'll take his turn immediately after you. And
Punch everybody.
He will do what he is told, because he is a good bodyguard that for some reason forgot that over the course of a week and went nuts. I'm gonna punch everybody, including the hostage!
That was an accident.
So go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Do you have reflexes 8 or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go ahead and make an evasion roll.
Okay.
Keeping in mind your penalty for the armor is currently lessened because there's not as much armor.
17.
So it'll be +4 because your dex is going to be increased by 4. 21. Sadly for you, though, that's going to not be enough. You got a 23 to the chest, and with his Malorian Overture, he's going to do 21 points to the chest, 10 plus 11. So your armor in the chest is currently 7?
9.
9. Okay. So it'll go. You'll take 12 to the chest, and you'll lessen your armor by 1.
Okay. And then how much will I take HP?
It's 11 total.
11 total. Okay.
Or 9, 12 total. 21.
12 total?
Yep. I'm bad at math. It's historically canon situation.
Me too.
Okay. So he only gets the one shot with the overture. It'll move to the Netrunner, who sadly is still in the process of uploading. This is the last turn of it.
I'm still not at half yet.
Mooney. So that means that this will be the turn that the the quick hack will upload, Chad, and your self ice will take into effect. So her turn is wasted, her action is wasted, and she's very aggravated by it.
Well, that's one thing we have in common.
If anybody's seen the Edge Runner scene, it's kind of like she's hacking, and then Adam Smasher says no thanks. That kind of situation. Except you're not
Good
as
shit.
cool as Adam Smasher. And that I think is a
The
thing.
the guy from Jurassic Park shows up. You can say the magic word.
Permission denied. So the girl in the bathtub is going to place her gun against Beth's head and says, "Get the fuck out of here or I blow this one's head off. I know that's why you're here." And she's going to ready her action to, if that's not what happens in this next turn, or in anything like comes at her directed, she's going to put a aimed shot to the head to Beth and blow her head off. All right, Redtail, you're up. Obviously, you heard what was said over the din of the firefighting, but you're currently engaged with someone who doesn't look like they're going to stop fighting. So it's up to you what you want to do.
Is there attacks of opportunity in this game?
There are not, but there are perks that grant features like that.
Okay, well, she doesn't have it because she's react. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
slip
she
past.
didn't.
I'm gonna imagine she kicks at me. I duck and I go past her.
Okay,
I'm gonna give him a speed heal.
you got it.
You the man.
Speed heal says
you
that
the
he's going
man.
to heal hit points equal to his willpower and body combined.
Yeah.
And he cannot have multiple speed heals per day applied to him.
So you said willpower and body?
Your willpower plus
and
your
and
body.
due to my quick hypo perk, I can load it and give it to him in one action. So
Yes,
Is that my base body or my advanced body?
your body. So whatever your current body is.
Fuck yeah. That just like completely negates her last attack on me.
then maybe
You
it's
still have
distance.
the injury is not cured.
That's
as-
fine.
as
I don't
an
even know what
action,
that does.
You have a -2 to all melee attack rolls,
Oh, okay.
I believe was what it said. Yep, -2 to all melee attacks. Okay, so Redtail, as a heads up too, you can fix injuries with a quick fix. You'll see on the injuries that it'll say quick fix paramedic DV. If you roll that as an action, as a quick fix, you basically negate the penalty, the injury, for the rest of the combat. You have not cured the fact that they have a broken arm or they are like torn apart. You've just stopped it for the time being. Make sense?
Yeah, don't worry about Moody's injury because he's not much for punching people.
Mooney, you're-
Well, I'm still gonna. I'm gonna finish my turn by moving away a little bit.
got it.
Try to draw her attention. Come over here, bitch.
Mooney, so you heard what was said in the other room. You obviously are aware that this lady is very much not stopping her fighting.
Yeah. He just moves into point blank range and just like body shots her.
Okay.
Very heavy pistol, armor piercing ammo.
I'll let you know I got a 29 on my evasion roll.
Oof.
What the fuck do you expect me to do, John?
I'm just letting you know what I rolled. I'm just letting you know what I rolled.
This bitch is cheating. She's got like 30 reflex.
All she does is melee fight. All she does is melee fight.
How are we supposed to win?
I rolled a 10. I rolled a 10 plus a 7. Well, come on. Which maybe
roll,
tells you
though.
what her evasion bonus is, if you want to do math. I may have given the game away. 17
Math.
Never.
29 is 13. She'll then there's a plus 13 to her evasion.
I
bonus.
refuse.
Shit.
It's not that big.
Don't use grenades, guys. Don't use grenades. Okay, well, clearly
She'd
you can't
dodge
shoot
it
her, you can't hit
anyways.
her.
If I'm rolling this good. So you pull the pistol out, put it to her chest, pull the trigger. She very quickly kind of moves away and kind of was looking towards Redtail when you did it, and then kind of immediately kind of snaps her attention back to you.
Get behind me.
Do you have any points in Cybertech, Mooney?
I do.
Okay. So you definitely notice that her eyes are glowing
Oh,
as if
wait,
they're...
let me double check real quick. No, I actually don't.
Never mind. Her eyes are glowing slightly. All right, Mooney done.
She's got a Sandy.
Hold on.
No, it's
Hold
not
on.
Sandy.
Yeah, I'm just,
Dolly, you're up.
1,
Feel free to move your leisure.
2, 3,
check.
4.
And if I seem like I'm
Um,
trying to rush the combat, I am in a sense trying to rush the combat.
I've still got 3 more movement. Is that enough to get me out the door?
Yeah, these are squares. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So he's
Go to the
out the
left or the
door,
right
and now
if you
he's
want.
like... And he says, Redtail, we're leaving!
All right, Dolly, you're up. Guy's trying to grab you.
He's still trying to grab me?
Well, that was again. These are 1.5 seconds.
Here's a question. Here's a question.
It makes-
Mine and Moody's turns are together, basically. So can I just run out the door with him? Like,
No.
oh shit, we're leaving. Okay.
No, because he definitely watched you stunt and not go all the way, and then ran away from you like an asshole.
We're leaving. Oh, okay, shit.
It's fine. So, Stephanie, that just happened, even though it took like 5-10 minutes for it to get us back to you. Sorry about that. It is very quick and happening. So
Okay.
that literally just
I got
happened.
out, though. I got out.
Yeah. He's trying to grab you, but he's right there in front of you with a pistol and mean hands. So do you want to shoot him or move away from him? How do you want to respond?
Low as hell.
Okay, well, I would like to get out of his way, but before that, and please tell me if this is a stupid idea, seeing that there is someone literally being held at gunpoint over in the corner, I don't see her on a turn order, so I don't know.
She's
she
not.
gets a turn?
She's not conscious. Yeah,
She's not conscious?
Yeah, she's plugged
Okay,
into
never
the
mind.
matrix. She's very much not a she's an object. When I pull the trigger and shoot her in the head, there's not going to be any missing chance. It's boom goes
Okay.
the dynamite.
Well, never mind. So I guess I will just shoot this guy and get out of the way.
If she was conscious, though, what you were thinking was a really good idea, by the way.
Okay, cool. Well, damn it. Anyway.
Yeah, sorry. Again,
Okay, I guess I'll just shoot this guy and you duck on out of there.
okay. So that will hit him in the chest, and he's dead. He's a dead person. He'll kind of fly back into the space, mostly because when he tried to, maneuver away from the shot, like he was trying to jump back, and that's what caused him to fly back. And then once you've shot, do you want to rush down the steps, or do you want to stay near the door to keep an eye with the rest of the team that's still presumably inside? You can see X and Mooney like over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, they're out on the balcony. They've exited the building. So inside, it's currently Foxen and Crown.
Okay, I'm just gonna slink on out of the view.
Yeah, go over, move next to Letty, sure, or over by the other two. That's fine. Perfect. Okay, so it'll go to her. How much movement did you have left? Actually, Foxen. I feel cruel just beating the crap out of you because of Chad's shenanigans.
3.
You had 3 spaces. Go ahead and move them. I'll be fair.
I'll just move to the doorway.
Okay, so she's still going to get to you, but it's going
I
to be...
did roll the short circuit damage.
Which was 5 halved is going to be rounded up 3. Okay. Sorry, getting used to a new keyboard. I'll show it to you so you would know what I mean. It's like this is...
A miniature.
Yeah, it's a mini. It's a
fancy.
mini guy. It's one of those mechanical ones.
Pretty.
Yeah, the other one
Clicky
kept
clacky.
on. The other one kept on turning everything that was connected to the USBs off, and then everything would turn back on just fine. But it would do it in the middle of session, so it was really annoying.
Oh.
There was a short in it. I can't remember the name of the brand, but it's a shitty one. It came free with the computer when I bought it.
Oh yeah, those are pretty
Typically
shitty.
garbage.
Oh, yeah.
So she's going to basically Trinity leap at you, kind of jump in the air, hands go out to the side with both claws kind of up, and then strike down with both of the claws in unison. Rate of fire 2, so she gets 2 attacks.
Go
Evasion
barrel!
number 1, that's not great. Evasion number 2. Okay, so the first one is going to catch you. It's going to do a total of 14 damage. What's your body SP value? Because this is the first time we've hit you, right?
Yeah, this is the first time you hit me.
in Cyberpunk,
11.
Okay, so that means I reduce the 14 by 11, and I deal 3 real damage to you. Okay, and then you should see that there's a option to change the value to ablate the armor by 1, or you can just lower the 11 to a 10. Basically, every time you get hit by something, your armor is going to become less reactive. It's not going to be as structurally sound. So as she continues,
Wait, where is she hitting me? In the chest?
the body.
Body, okay.
Yeah.
So,
There's 2 locations on a person. It used to be a lot more back in 2020, but it's just the chest, like the body rather, and the head. Back in 2020, it was head, chest, upper arm, lower arm, or hand, upper leg, lower leg, waist.
That's way too much.
Oh no, so good.
okay, so I took
I love
3
it,
damage.
but I also
You
hate
take 3
it.
real damage. And then the second attack, your evasion roll is not going to suffice. And this one, unfortunately, was the bigger of the 2 damage rolls. It's going to be 18 damage. And there was a double 6 in there, which means it will critically injure you. So go ahead
Jesus.
and...
This bitch. Fucking Jesus.
So, okay,
Oh
so
my goodness.
currently your armor's at 10, so you took 8 damage. In addition to that, you'll take the critical injury damage, which is 5. And the critical injury to the body will be spinal injury. Which, if you have it, which we learned on Sunday, if you have a Sandevistan or something that grants extra actions, you can still take actions so long as they're the extra actions and not the action that you normally have. Which,
That's insane, though.
yeah, so you
Is that
cannot.
is spinal injury, what, you just can't take actions?
You can't take an action on the next turn, but you can still move normal. And then your base death save penalty is increased by 1. So that means once you start dying, it's going to be easier for you to die. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. She seems to be enraged. Foxen, go ahead and roll me. Go ahead.
Question. My quick hypo lets me use the hypo on a turn. Doesn't say my turn. It says once a turn as a free action.
So it says turn. That means your turn. Round
my
is
turn.
the cycle.
Okay.
Yeah. Not a problem. But you'll be able to do that without an action. So you can quick hypo yourself. Okay. So she looks enraged. Go ahead and give me a human perception roll, Foxen.
Be under awareness. No. Where's human perception under?
It is under social.
Social. 10.
Okay, sufficient because of your doctorial skills. It does appear that she's under the effects of an operating system or speedware, and you're pretty sure, based on everything you're seeing, she is currently running a berserk unit, which means her melee attacks are going to be more sufficiently deadly for the entirety of the combat, and she's not wielding just regular heavy melee weapons or medium melee weapons. The claws she has are quite long, like Lady Deathstrike style. She's technically swinging very heavy weapons, which is why she gets 2 attacks, because the berserk is increasing her rate of fire by 1. She's hitting like a dump truck, and yes.
A runaway dump truck.
A runaway dump truck with pink hair. Okay, she's done, though. It doesn't look like she's going to switch off unless you leave, though. Crown, you are up and in the midst of it.
So she said she was going to shoot her if we didn't leave?
She says,
or if...
to basically you, says, get the fuck out or I'm shooting her. I know that's why you're here. So if you do anything besides leaving, she's probably going to pull the trigger.
I'll do the thing.
So what I need to know is if you're fighting, you're fighting. If you're not, you're retreating. You just determine it. Is that the case? Are you retreating?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
retreat for
Don't
now.
worry about any actions. Don't worry about any kind of maneuvering for us. Because remember, these are pop situations in the combat. And since you're exiting the combat, we don't need your kind of like heightened awareness actions at current.
Okay.
We'll move to a narrative beat if Foxen exits. So it will come to X. You are currently outside seeing the situation. How would you like to proceed?
When she grabbed Beth, did the like flitting image of Beth on the ping like solidify with?
Yeah, when
location?
she came up out of the ice.
Okay, and I
And
can
right
see
now,
that
both of them are kind of half bodies. So like you know how you kind of see like the red outline of people? It's kind of like you're seeing the top half of both of them.
What I would like to do, seeing people retreating and getting the kind of idea that this is going very poorly, I would like to start uploading data extraction on Beth.
Okay. So you're entering into her personal like neural link. Is that correct?
So I'm not sure exactly how mechanically this would work, but I'm trying to leverage the fact that, you said she's kind of being treated as.
Yeah, you're entering a net architecture. So this is
Yeah.
like old school style cyberpunk red kind of interface.
So the quick hack just it's a 5 action, so 4 actions for me upload, so it will take time. But you extract data from a device or a net architecture it is connected to. The lowest tier data is extracted first from a net
You're
architecture.
using the quick hack, not the direct access. Okay.
Correct.
So then, yeah, you start uploading that quick hack to her. You're able to target
Just so I
her.
can get something out of the.
Yep. Okay.
I'm also going to step away from the blender that's
head over.
the doorway.
Well, you probably want to head towards the stairs. Keep in mind, this is
Yeah,
kind of
okay.
a dead end on this balcony.
Okay,
thing.
I did. Yeah.
Okay. Letty, you see, it definitely looks like X is kind of full on, kind of hacker mode, but walking away from the fight.
Did we not get back?
You're not going to run in and shoot anybody, right?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. Okay, well, we're gonna,
She's like, where's Beth?
we're gonna
Give
cycle.
me Beth.
We're gonna cycle then. He's not going to do anything. He is not going to do anything. It goes to Redtail. So based on your choice here and based on Mooney's choice after it, determines what will happen, whether this goes to a narrative beat or the fight continues. So Redtail, what would you like to do operationally? You can step. You can kind of just walk away from her. There's no opportunity attacks. If you exit the room, I'll consider that basically you fleeing the fight, if you want to.
Can't attack her anyway. But
Well, you can. She might dodge it. She has a plus 13 to her
no,
evasion.
no, you hurt my
No,
spine. I don't have
spinal
action.
injury.
Oh, right, you can't act. So yeah, then you're retreating.
Question though, STEM says I can ignore penalties from serious injuries. This is a critical injury, though,
Serious.
Right? So,
It should say seriously wounded, right?
yeah, seriously wounded.
Seriously wounded is different than critical injury. Seriously wounded is when you're, if you're familiar with the term bloodied from D&D.
Yeah.
It's when you're under half hit points, but in this game it actually has a function. When you're underneath half hit points, half or less, you have a -2 to all rolls. Period. So
Regardless, I'm going to use my free action hypo. I'm going to give myself a speed heal.
got it. Go ahead and pump it, and then you are exiting the room, right?
Yeah, I'm pulling out.
Cool. Mooney, are you engaging the crazy lady with the claws or no?
No, he's basically going to move out of sight and like point his gun at the doorway.
Okay.
Same.
So that if he sticks her head out, he's ready to just blast it away.
Okay. Well, I guess I forgot also, Dolly, if you want to continue shooting, you can, but it's up to
I
you.
can't
You
move-
sounded
I can't
like you were moving
move.
away from the door, though,
Right here.
after the one guy.
Yeah, I don't want to get anyone shot, so
Okay.
like I'm just kind of.
I'm going to go ahead and clear the board then.
57.
The woman in the bathtub is going to, after the duration of the overheat quick hack, and she starts to cool off, she's going to get out of the bathtub and kind of stand behind it with her kind of holding Nina up by the scruff of her neck. Or sorry, Beth, by the scruff of her neck. And looking at the door, and this is while you're kind of crowned, kind of, pistol in hand, walking over to the door. You kind of reach down, pick up your karambit, and kind of step towards the door. Letty, by this time, you're asking about Beth. You can hear that someone is kind of, inside there. You can see Crown kind of walking out like a kid who just got like sent to detention. Crestfallen in
It's
the face.
okay. We all feel that way.
And then
Yeah.
you hear a voice from inside say, "Which one of you fucking idiots is in charge?"
Yes, that's me.
Crickets.
Just point it. Just point it.
Oh god, a corpo goon. I can smell it on you. Okay. Who's this lady? What are you, SciTech? Finally caught wise of our problem here?
I do not care about who Cytec is. I know about them. Don't care what their issues are with you, honestly. I just need, her.
Yeah, not gonna happen. I'm not passing off a golden goose, ma'am. Unless you got something prettier.
People talking.
I mean, there are enough pretty things in the world here. What is it that you are looking for?
I'm looking for some money. I'm looking for some eddies. We want some quick cash, big bucks, large sums. We get a little bit off of her, but it's enough to keep us living sufficiently. Some good pre-pack, some solid food.
We're almost freestyling there.
If you, oh damn, all right, she's a probably didn't know it. Fucking Zach in the chat, is John doing a hip hop?
You had like a beat going, dude. Like
Spit and rhyme.
Maybe I just
Let's
need to
go.
quit all this and just
Yeah.
become,
Yeah, he smoked
A
one
rapper.
weed and now he's dropping white hot bars.
which is what you
Beats.
do on the one week. So she's got her by the scruff. She's dropping sick beats. She's probably chattering, and that might have a musical attitude to it because she's kind of chattering. But the point is by this point the hack is uploaded. The quick hack is uploaded to Beth. Data extraction. Are you pulling just everything on her memory banks then?
I'm just trying to grab as much as I can.
Yeah.
I think.
Let me
I mean,
double
we
check
were
the
trying to
wording.
get some information as far as like where they were traveling to try and pinpoint the central location. That's what Nina was originally looking for. So obviously that would be what I would ideally be pilfering.
Yeah, so this would just basically be because she's being utilized as a net architecture. You're not pulling from her memory banks. You're pulling from the architecture that she's basically been set up to kind of create. You're pulling all of the transactional bullshit that she has been going over, and also you are pulling information regarding her paychecks being redirected to what appears to be a very dodgy savings account. And local kind of dodgy savings account, which is probably what they're utilizing for their whatever this is.
While I will forward the short version of that information to Letty's internal agent so she has an idea as to what to negotiate versus.
Yeah, so it looks like they are pulling in anywhere between 400 to 600 eddies a week off of her, which means she's kind of, side tax is pretty lucrative. We kind of discussed that. This is not like bad money in Dark Sky or in Night City. So, yeah, it's obviously enough to sustain all these poor people. But yeah, how you want to engage with it on that is up to you.
After passing that information to Letty, I guess X's next thought process would be how challenging it would be to do something with that bank account to make it temporary. It looks like it has more funds or something along those lines.
So the thing about these kind of dodgy checking accounts is that they're utilized because they're very hard to kind of fuck with. Like it's very much like a burner account. It's not going to be something you're going to be able to access in a way that would be meaningful unless you're genuinely sending money to it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like on an account. It's probably on her phone.
Fucking Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Right, gotta have the key.
Give her 10 Doge coins and we'll all be free of this mess.
Do not have 10 Doge coins. Do I have like access to like a company
Like
account?
you were given.
So I only have what's in.
Remember, this is not a job that you were like engaged in. This isn't corporate business.
Right.
This is a lark for you, effectively.
I mean, yeah, but still.
Petty cash might have 2,000 in it, and that's being very generous.
Yeah. So I don't have a lot of cash.
Well, I mean, Mooney's got some money.
So
I got some money. Don't know
quick,
how much, but
as that conversation is happening, Mooney, Redtail, you kind of step out, and the crazy girl kind of like stands there at the door for a couple seconds, kind of staring out with her kind of glowing eyes. And then as the conversation kind of gets to the point where they're seeming to deal, she walks over, hits the panel on the side, the door slides shut in front of you two, and you can kind of hear footfall away from the door. Letty, what you see is this kind of massive clawed hand come around the corner of this wall, and this very crazy looking lady kind of standing behind Rings, kind of looking at you. Meanwhile, this girl's kind of moving over and sitting on this, and this guy's kind of like very annoyed that his arm's broken, but appears to have doctorial skills due to the fact that he's a ripper. And he walks over and like just sets it himself. Like while you're talking, he's just setting his own arm over in the corner. Because scabs don't give a fuck. And so Rings will say,
where's Crown at right now?
Crown's stepped outside.
Over here.
He's like kind of near the door.
I'm gonna go try to go check him out.
Probably
Arm's broken.
next to Letty. But
No.
Rings will say to you, we take cash or we take meat. Meat for meat's fair. Metal for metal's better. You hear the girl behind her say, the fucking cowboy had some pretty tasty gear. Might sell pretty well here in Boxville. Ring says, you willing to pass over the cowboy for her?
That is my driver. I can't give him up.
She kind of nudges the gun against Beth. Okay.
Look, I am a little on hard times right now.
Let's say 15,000 or whatever you got on you and one of your people. You pick.
Can I start like count? Can I pull out that
How much
satchel
money
of
do you
credits and start
have,
counting
Letty?
it?
The netrunner's sitting on the thing. She says, I'm pretty sure that girl who shot most of the guards at the door is Dolly Glass. Like, we could just take her hostage and just fucking sell her to Biotechnica. I'm pretty sure
shut
this.
the fuck up.
She's like, I'm pretty sure this bitch is Biotechnica for real. You see the claw girl go, or we could just fucking cut her up. And then Ring says, simmer down. You're coming off. Chill. Maybe take a bath or something. She kind of shakes her head. The claw girl. Dolly Glass, you say, up and comer, huh? Very interesting. So what's this girl mean to you? And she kind of, as she says that, she's kind of pressing the gun further into kind of the jaw a bit. You can actually start to see like her skin is very pale, like she's been frozen or like in cold for a bit. But you can definitely see it kind of reddening and warming at the press of the pistol.
Right. Oh god, what a time to only have 3,000 eddies.
You have double what they want.
15,000. Not
Oh, I thought you said
1,500.
50.
15,000. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a fifth of the way there.
Again, how much is in the little satchel? Can I start counting it? Like, look around the corner, just like.
Can we wire the money?
I got 400.
That's a very interesting idea, Chandler, except that you haven't done this because this is actually happening in the past for you, I think.
It is.
Yeah. This is Thursday, right?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Oh, today's Friday.
Oh, yeah, today's Friday. Wednesday was the shenanigans downtown, and then when you first came out, actually.
Oh.
No, it's Wednesday still.
No, it's Wednesday, because
Dolly went to the...
We didn't wait till nighttime.
Yeah.
We said we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just went. So Dolly went to the shop, and then in the afternoon, you went right out to... Or no. Yeah, you went right the fuck out. It's Wednesday.
Yep.
It's Wednesday night.
Yep, it's
or Wednesday afternoon.
It is Wednesday, my dude.
Now do that in a New Zealand accent.
It is Wednesday, my dude.
You tried. And you know what? That's why I'm not going to kill you.
Kai, why don't you just pull out a grenade and be like, or you just hand
I'm
it
gonna be
over
honest
and
though.
then it's
The
fine.
real reason I'm not killing you, Jonah, because I'm not killing your character in another fucking finale. Okay, it's just not gonna happen. I just don't want that to happen.
I mean,
killed
if
him
you
in,
have to, if
in the
it makes
for
Patreon
two
sense.
so
finale.
He just
I
gave
killed
you
him in the
God.
Friday
He just
finale.
made you God. Do whatever you want.
He said, "Go for it." Okay, well,
If you have to.
for those who are curious, his screen name or nickname in the Discord
Go
is
for
known
the hat
dying.
trick.
Yeah.
3 out of 3. You know.
I only
Anyways,
have 2 grenades.
she says 15,000 or everything you've got, which again she doesn't know how much you have,
Right.
plus one person. It has been brought to her attention that Dolly is important, so obviously Dolly has worth to her. Mooney, based on the Claw Girl, has worth to her. And the doctor, after fixing his arm, says, or that fucking soldier guy, just cut him up. As he kind of like bites the leather and pulls and kind of snaps the, set tight and kind of tosses a couple tools off to the side angrily.
Pushes Kai forward. There you go. No,
Not for me.
I'm kidding.
With his good arm, Kai's gonna stick up a bird at the dude.
One of those. I'm one of those. All right, sufficient. We're paid. And they leave you alone. And
Good enough threat.
you see Ring say, you can take it or you can leave it.
I really now regret using my resources.
I'll let you know, the only reason that Nina's still alive is because, you
because of the
used
resources.
I guarantee most of this stuff would have probably happened in that hospital. It would have been non-stop knock 'em out brawl if there weren't
I'm
security.
just trying to decide how corrupt I am.
While this is happening, X will, since I still have that terminal by Nina in the hospital room, send a note to basically be like, is there a secret supply of money that you might know about?
2,000 petty cash, that's it.
Yeah.
Alright,
This is off the books. She can't pull
Yeah,
Biotechnica cash.
for sure.
Yeah. Would I be able to pull the... Oh, I guess that doesn't reach it still.
I mean, you could negotiate.
You could negotiate.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
you,
pull a
I
pull a
did-
goddamn grenade out and be like,
I-
or
I
Because
would.
y'all die.
I just want to reiterate, we know how much they're scraping off from her per week. So
Right.
they're getting like 400 to 600. $15,000 is a lot of months.
Yeah.
No, those aren't. That's
Um,
not months. That's weeks. Sorry.
I know, but it's still a period. It's not
like a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they've probably been doing this for the last 3 months. So it's obviously a known cash cow for them.
Yeah. But for how long?
Well, they thought you were SciTech, so they thought the jig was up already.
Mhm.
I should have told
I mean-
them I was SciTech.
I mean, it
Or
could
you
be up.
can just make a phone call.
And they
tell
already-
them, tell SciTech what's going on here.
Well, they already had time to deduce, and yeah, you could suggest threatening them, but then they just don't. I mean, we can discuss it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Or you could offer them favors. Maybe they need a runner to make a
Can I
smuggling run.
pull the money that I have in my notes that I have in my notes that we had previously discussed that I had $7,000 or eddies
They say
in my savings.
Yeah.
Can I pull that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give you 10,000.
Okay. She'll kind of look to the floor, then look up at them, kind of scanning through her account. What if we make a deal for 10,000 eddies and I do not tell SciTech on what you have done?
You
We
see her-
just wash our hands. I tell no one about what has happened here.
She kind of
you-
loosens her grip on Beth a little bit, kind of letting her sink just a little bit down, like her chin's kind of resting on the ice, and kind of pulls her pistol just a little bit to the side, and kind of looks at you. It's a good piece of leverage. Okay.
Biotechnica doesn't have to know. SciTech doesn't have to know. Nobody has to know. You get the
Okay.
10,000 eddies.
You know what?
Leave.
I'm interested. I really am. Looks over at uh, the
Night
runner,
bitch.
the runner up on the thing, and she goes, 10,000 is 10,000, free and clear. The guy with the arm says, I still want to kill that fucking Solo, but 10,000 is 10,000. Do what you gotta do, Rings. And then the girl with the claw says, I really wanted to taste more of that cowboy. She says as she licks the claws.
I think you have an admirer.
Can you tell them we'll do it for free if they just throw us the cowboy and the fox boy and we'll be good? Ring shakes her head. Everyone's got to eat. And she kind of looks over at you. 10,000 eddies. And she'll hold up her phone. Signal's clear. Once I see it in my count, we'll drag her out. We'll unhook her. You get her as is. So do what you want. But your Solo did punch her in the chest. She says she kind of lifts her up. And there's like a smashed bit of her like chest metal.
She
just
looks
looks
at
at
Crown
Crown.
like,
Maybe we should give crown
You.
to her.
yeah, maybe we
New
should.
deal. New deal.
Next idiot.
I
5,000
uh,
is in his hand.
I will deal with
Accident
this on
says the
my
shape of
own.
your fist.
Hold on, one at a time.
And
Sorry.
she'll send it over.
She sends it over. Okay. She looks down at her
She'll
phone,
deal with Crown on her own time.
and then she looks over at the dock and says, "Well, I don't expect you to pull her out." She shrugs, and she kind of holds back. She then kind of pulls her up out of the tub and kind of splashes her down onto the ground. If anybody attempts to kind of move into the space, she'll press the gun against her face and look up at you like, no. Kind of like, threateningly. Then she kind of looks over at the creepy claw girl, who will walk over, pick her up, and kind of lift her up, but seems to be having a bit of an effort to do so, and then slowly walk towards the door with her. X, you're not dumb, so what you're realizing is they have unplugged her. Mm-hmm. They still have a device on the side of her neck, which appears to be the source of the ability to make her a net architecture effectively. Mm-hmm. And you can also see, like, the girl in the back's eyes are bright red, which means she's logged into and is settling in that net architecture in virtuality, which means at any point she could probably still ripcord her.
Mm-hmm. Would I understand the best way to disentangle that?
You know
once...
that if you enter into the net architecture, it will be seen. There's not a stealthy way to do that, and at that point she'll probably rip.
Okay.
Which means that she'll die. Like, it'll be like she's severed, and yeah. So they walk her over, and they set her out on the balcony. She looks at you. Rings on the other side. She's kind of like... kind of rubbing her chest because of the burning neural link from earlier, and looks out the door and says, once the door's closed and we've seen you walk away, we'll kill the dead switch. No, we won't. I'm sorry, we won't throw it. We'll kill it. Make it so it doesn't work anymore. Sorry. Understandings are important.
I was like, wait.
X will explain in Letty's internal agent why that's important because of the connection they still have.
Gotcha.
And Worm will kind of look over at X and go, hey, what are you doing later?
Under different circumstances, I would probably make my schedule available, but for once, this is a little more important.
Well, I'm going to leave something for you in her Neuralink. Feel free to pull it, and if you want to call, go ahead. Damn, she just left her digits in another girl's skull.
I mean, that maybe is about in the top 10 of the weirdest shit that X has been involved in, probably.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe.
The
It's
question
right.
is,
any girl
will
with
he
that,
call
with a neural
her?
link, you-
Yeah. I mean, Scab Girl, but apparently pretty smart. I mean, obviously,
Yeah, I mean,
this is a hodgepodge of a setup. but it's paying the bills.
Yeah.
So the door closes. Who's picking her up?
Yeah, Mooney's gonna throw his cloak over her, like his little.
Oh, she's not
whatever.
naked or anything. She's still a big old metal whole ass woman.
Yeah, but I think just carrying a covered body is a lot less conspicuous.
Sure.
X
We're gonna be walking through town.
I agree
X
with
will
that.
carry her because X has a surprisingly high body score.
Okay, if you have a body of at least 6, you are able to carry her.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I figured she'd weigh a hell of a lot more than that.
She does not weigh like a ton. She weighs like a good, like,
I mean,
200 pounds.
even
X
with
actually
one
has an
arm,
8, so I'll be fine.
Jeez.
So what you're looking at is very expensive carbon fiber like materials that build up her, effectively her exoskeleton. It definitely looks like the internals are a little bit more airy. Like there's not like a lot of things inside. It's like she was built like a computer. So there's like a lot of space in there, and like it seems like there's like a lot of cooling systems, and then kind of the internal systems are very much where the heart and lungs would be on a normal person. From what it looks like, her lungs have been replaced by mechanical ones, and her heart has also been replaced by a mechanical one that's kind of geared into the central processing unit. The only thing that looks like it's physically meat on her is basically like it looks like her head was cut off, and her spine is kind of down the back but covered in carbon fiber in the back. Anywho, you take her and walk away. You definitely can tell that just based on the glowing on the thing on her neck, she's still connected. Once you walk down to the center where the network was, like the wires and everything, that's when it switches off.
Mm-hmm.
So they're no longer connected.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The other thing you would notice, Letty, is it seems like when you go back to look at your records, it seems like you sent $10,000 to no one. Like it seems like whatever the account was literally was melted. Like because you saw account numbers and everything when you sent it, but then
She got it. She cut the cord.
yeah,
Quick,
she
go
shipped-
file
she-
a fraudulent charge. It doesn't exist. It went nowhere. Look.
If banks work like they did in real life, yeah, that would work. But Cyberpunk does not want to give people money.
Shit.
Night City's a little bit, it's a little bit nastier in the way it handles shit.
So as they're walking away, like Mooney's like reloading and like checking his guns and like putting them away. And he kind of looks back at like the weird boxcar structure, and he says to Letty, he says, "You want me to bring it down?"
So, do me a favor, make a perception check before you state that.
That's awareness.
Correct. The reason why they had you walk a certain distance was intentional. Mooney, you're not a dumb guy. Chad, I'm not saying that you are, but Mooney definitely is kind of understanding what's happening here. This isn't a situation where they're just like, leave, fucking leave, and then they're just going to stay there. They very much were forcing you to move away from them so that they could escape. And with that perception check, it seems like they've moved deeper into Boxville. They all
Yeah,
exited.
so they've abandoned that
They
facility.
abandoned that place. There's nothing there besides ice and some tools that they probably left behind. They did not stick around. Scouts,
And the 3 or 4 bodies.
yeah, which, well,
One of them had a Sandy. We should go back and get that.
no, they just had the one body actually. There was one bathtub with her in it, and then there was the one on the table.
Well, he killed the sword guy.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Dolly,
friends.
Dolly killed the guy
The
outside
Sandeviston
building.
sword guy. Yeah,
And the one
then
dude got.
they
machine
probably
gunned in
grabbed.
half.
They probably grabbed the other doctor. Yeah, he's probably being scalped up as we speak. But the other ones, they don't give a fuck about.
They move fast.
Well, they moved as fast as you did. You had to walk across the entirety of the space, right?
Yeah.
So-
But yeah.
Yeah.
I figured that they were going to
Should've
move
looked it up
because
before we left.
otherwise I was going to be like, all right, so SciTech,
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is where they're at. No, of course they understand. Like, they don't trust you, and like
oh yeah,
they
absolutely.
also know that the situation they're in is not a tenable fortress. the reason why they were able to do what they were doing is because no one knew what the fuck was going on. So yeah,
Yeah.
Mooney,
And
you
now that
catch
someone does, they got the fuck out.
you catch wise of them. Like you understand, like like where they're probably deeper into the area, and you know that
for sure.
it might behoove the Aldecados to actually just do a full frontal war on the scabs here in Boxville. But that's something you're going to have to try and breach to Jumbo first, and then after Jumbo to I think it's Saul is the leader of the Aldecados over in the camp right now. So yeah, it's definitely an option. But yeah, shooting them out of
I
their
mean,
space.
why though? Why would the Aldecalos want to get in here and fuck
Because
up
this
all
is
the
a
scabs?
really great place to move shit into Night City.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fair. Oh, I
Yeah.
see. So it's like
The scabs
Yeah,
have been causing
fucking
you problems.
run the scabs out and fucking take over Boxville.
Correct.
Mooney, Lord of Boxville.
It'd be way better than Corpo Driver.
I mean, there's fucking potential there.
But yeah, you would know that shooting down on top of the
Mooney puts in
killing
his 2 weeks.
innocents, but it's Night City, who cares? But yeah, you would know that they're not even there anymore.
Yeah.
And you probably would have seen where they kind of headed off into, deeper into Boxville.
Yeah.
Right.
On the way out and back to the car, or back to where we left the car, X will turn to Letty and just ask, like, do you want... I guess I'm in this just as deep as you are. Do you want some funds to cover at least a part of that?
I think I will be fine. I am not doing well, but it's nothing that I can't build up again.
Yeah, just make sure you don't end up any more in debt with Biotechnica.
A couple things I need to confirm. You said you sent an update to Nina, right? You were trying to
I
scrounge
basically,
funds.
yeah.
Okay. And
As far as removing the piece in her neck that...
oh yeah, it's a shard. It's basically shard slotted. It's like
Okay.
Imagine like a USB, but like with a big old like dongle.
Yeah, okay. I
Smashed
think
into her
that
neck.
for the sake of not making this more chaotic, X would not remove it until we were secure somewhere.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's not on anymore. So it's literally just a thing
Okay.
on her neck. Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was still keeping her like sedated in like a net
No.
architecture kind of
She's unconscious.
dance. Okay.
And
Okay.
you would know that scabs typically use especially with people with neurolinks, they use a kind of method of kind of creating a synekinesis between them and like whatever they're regulating the person with. And so this could take like a couple of hours for her to actually come back to consciousness.
Okay.
You'll see like sometimes they'll use like BDs like with like kind of faulty shit in them. So once they connect, it's like unconscious, like stun locked and that kind of stuff. That's basically what's happened to her here.
Okay.
But you make it back to the car. By the time you do, it's getting close to kind of like dusk. So we got like that kind of beautiful kind of orange and purple kind of sky out here in the middle of nowhere, with the horizon being nothing more than just trash, and more fucking trash.
Welcome to Gary.
And you get back to the car, and
The
Rich,
car is down in the camp still.
yes, Richard obviously has moved from the passageway like he said he would. He was going to watch and make sure you get there safe. If you wanted any support, call him. But you get back down to the camp for the Gibsons, and when you do, nobody really approaches you or kind of like checks with you on anything. They just kind of let you go on about your way. And Richard's the only one who ever says anything. And he says, "Good job getting what you needed there. Just let us know if you folks in the Andersons need anything, okay?"
Yeah, and same to you.
Absolutely. Well, obviously, could use some help with that shit, but
Yeah, I'm going to talk to Jumbo about that.
Okay. Yeah, let Calvin know. He's definitely interested. We've only been in town for a couple of months. This seems like a safe enough place so far. The only problem is soon after we started making our way into town through Boxville, these fucking scabbers, man. So
Fuck them.
yeah, agreed. No, they're trash.
Absolute fucking garbage.
There is a kind of mentality in Cyberpunk that scavs are basically people who do not care. They're sociopaths. Like, you're parts to them, and they will sell you. So you're very fortunate to kind of gotten out of that without having to pass somebody off. But again, the it was either dumped Letty's entire account or
Like, sorry, Crown. I'm gonna shoot him in the back of the leg.
oh, so if you shoot him first, then you can. Oh my god! You know what? That's biotechnica corpo material. You are a real.
Congratulations on your promotion.
That's how you get promoted. You shoot the other guy in the leg.
Yep.
Okay, but back at the car, you've kind of taken the thing off. It is scrap. This thing that was in her neck, basically, it's trash. Like, you couldn't sell it for anything, and you probably can't get it to do what it was doing again. So you just toss it into the heap, and load her up in the vehicle. The car seat 6. You have a 7th.
You throw her in the trunk.
You could.
She is going to come conscious at some point. I think that
I'll
would
drive
come.
fast.
God.
Sit in your lap.
Maybe I can beat her sentience.
I mean, I'm
Could she
sure
be in
Mooney
a lab?
could. Like, when he says that, it's not like I hope I beat her to consciousness.
She's not very flexible due to being made out of carbon fiber and metal. So it wouldn't be on one person's lap, it would be on like 3 people's lap. She's either going like in there like a
That's fair.
fucking sarcophagus, right? Or
Right.
she's being laid out on a bunch of people.
Yeah, so it's like
Tired of the
cram a bunch of
roof.
people in the back, and then
What was that, Foxen?
Tired of the roof.
Tired of the roof like a Christmas tree. Okay. We've got options.
We spent $10,000 on this. We're not tying it to the fucking roof.
Yeah.
Why did we spend $10,000 on this? It's gross.
Well, no, she's actually, to be completely real, like looking at her again, she's not gross. She's just slightly moist at current. It's a fun
Broken
word.
chest cavity.
No, it's not broken.
Those are pretty gross things.
No, it's not broken. And again, it's not fleshy. Like looking at her again, just
You just got a couple dings and dents. That's
like
it.
this.
I wonder how that happened.
That chest plate right there.
That
has a
chest
fist-
plate
has a
right there.
fist- has
It has like a
mark
fist
in it.
mark in it. Yeah, that's exactly right, Fox. Thank you
Okay.
for seeing what I was putting down.
Maybe not gross. Maybe gross is the wrong word, but weird.
Oh,
and
for
odd.
sure, weird, 100%. But just another day in Night City. But yeah.
Before we go anywhere, I'm trying to make sure everyone's fine, so I'm doing first aid
Oh,
on
sure.
his torn muscle.
Yeah.
I don't know how fucked up Jonah is. I know he's hurt.
For
Broken
the
arm.
he probably needs it more than Mooney does.
for the non-quick fix checks, you're gonna have to get them into the clinic and pull
Okay.
like do some real medicining, or you can get them to trauma team, RAO
Yeah.
wagon, and get a bed or something in there. You need tools. You need more kind of stuff.
Well, Moody's with a quick fix. So
Yeah, you can quick fix his, sure. Just
Can
torn
he
muscles.
quick fix Kai's broken arm? Or no?
Quick fix it so you can use it for like the next minute or so, but then after that,
Oh.
it's
Never
gonna
mind.
it's gonna be
The
guy
you
inside
kind
the
of deserve it. No,
the guy
So
inside
is there
the
like
spot.
a window?
He was doing like
Is there a window where these serious injuries will go away?
Oh no, no, not really.
Okay.
If your arm's broken and you don't treat it, it
That's fine. Mooney's
gonna
got
remain
torn
mangled.
muscles, but
Can't-
at least
can't
he didn't
sleep
lose
that
a
one off.
fucking thing.
yeah. Your arm just grows back normal.
Can't
That
long
little
rest
arm.
that one.
Yeah.
It
Grow
grows
back like
normal
Deadpool.
in D&D.
I'm gonna catch you with my good hand. Classic references. Good
Oh,
times.
God.
But you folks move back out into the world. We'll
Yep.
go ahead and switch the music back out. Oh, that's really interesting. No wonder that was weird the whole time, because it was showing in GM mode. Glad
Ah,
nobody
fuck.
noticed.
Random encounter? God damn it.
Glad nobody noticed.
The critical injury effect initiative?
No.
What?
On the stream, I wasn't broadcasting
Oh.
as if I was the player.
Oh.
I
Oh,
was
I gotcha.
broadcasting as if I was the GM. But
Gotcha.
Wait, quick fix for torn muscle removes it permanently?
yeah, quick fix for torn muscle removes it permanently.
That's pretty sweet.
It's an easy one to get rid of.
Not
Okay.
broken arm though, right?
No, broken arm's not a
Yeah. Mooney for sure says to Redtail, Don't even forget, I owe you a drink or three.
I'll take
So-
3.
You make it out.
He's still holding his back like, it hurts.
Nobody died, unfortunately.
I know you're
Yeah,
very
try harder,
disappointed.
Fine. Again, you played ball, and that's the important part. If the negotiations between Letty went sideways, it would have been more shooting and death. But yeah, it went pretty well. She capitulated, and that's important in terrorist negotiations. So you make it outside, and you are driving out of the junkyard. Where are we heading?
Oh,
I would think Ario Meat Wagon, maybe.
to
Okay.
the hospital.
We need to get Crown patched up.
Okay. So, when you get to the hospital, obviously, Crown's going to spend some time healing. Nina is already in the process of healing. She'll probably be pretty much back to par come Friday. And Beth, the chest hit was a sufficient amount of damage, but again, it's something that needs to be structurally fixed, mechanically so, by like a tech or something. And they don't really do that at Meat Wagon, but they
I
are
might know
able.
someone.
They are able to check on his, or check on her rather. She's got a bit of on her flesh, a bit of effectively freezer burn. Her skin is a bit mottled. She does need some care, but it won't take as long as Nina's. Still remains to, be fixed. But REO Meat Wagon has served as a pretty decent location, base of operations. You have security drones on staff already present, along with your staff, which are mostly security operatives at current.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it doesn't sound like anything besides would like kind of just waiting out the duration of the healing would be, is there anything else anybody needs to do or wants to do related to the plot at hand, really?
Oh, it's not plot related. No.
Okay.
I mean, just surviving it would be nice.
I
That's
think
what we're trying to do.
prior to, I know you said Nina will be back up in a couple days and Beth, but I think in that interim, X would be trying to be a go-between to facilitate whatever Nina is trying to get out of Beth, just so that we're not waiting and waiting and waiting, because he would be very impatient about the whole situation at this point, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, she's still active as she was. Like,
Sure.
She just, healing physically. Like, the
Okay.
body is still healing. She's in high spirits closer to, like, into Thursday as we move.
Okay.
Because, obviously, Wednesday, you're getting close to the evening. By the time you can make it back into Night City, it's going to be, like, 7 or 8. And so, folks, once you kind of get to REO Meat Wagon, are probably going to splinter off anyways. Dolly and Crown will probably secure Biotechnica transport from the Meat Wagon to the hotel. Letty's in tow if she wishes to, or if she wishes to remain to just kind of keep an eye on the situation as we're basically putting the two Ninas to kind of rest here. Not to rest, but like getting them to healing stations.
Yeah.
And then
R.I.P.
Redtail, whether or not you wish to remain at Meat Wagon is up to you. I know that they would definitely be interested in having you, as it appears that this specific Wednesday evening is quite busy. It seems like earlier in the
He
week,
has to. He promised them
promised him.
shifts.
that's
He
right.
promised
that's
him weekend shifts.
Weekend shifts.
Weekend shifts.
They're willing to let you do it now, but according to what they say, there were a lot of cyber psycho attacks earlier this week, and there were a couple this afternoon that you're just now hearing about because nobody's had time to check the news or anything, and they've been kind of doing your own thing. But apparently, there was a cyber psycho attack, according to what Meat Wagon folks are saying, up in North Oak. Like, pretty crazy stuff. A lot of stuff like that doesn't usually bleed into the rich kind of hoity-toity hills, but apparently a cyber psycho attacked Arasaka security operatives right at their gate and tried to breach into North Oak.
Insanity.
what would be considered kind of an hero situation, I guess. I can't say the S word. Um, yeah,
Okay.
not great.
Yeah, I'll stay.
Okay. So yeah, lots of folks you're fixing up. And Letty, you remain or no?
Oh, remain.
Okay. And then again, Doll, you do not have to leave. It's just what it's been a kind of pretty hectic day. It's up to you if you wish to or not. Do you want to see why this person's so important to them, or do you want to just be like, fuck it, I need a shower, I need to change clothes. I was in the nastiest place I've ever been, probably.
Personally, I'm invested.
Okay.
I'm invested.
Got it. So
Well,
then,
I feel like she should have to stay because Kai needs to get looked at.
fair.
Sure.
At least for a little while.
Good point. She can't leave without her guard. Solid point. And then, so yeah, Mooney would probably stay as well then. You'll get an update from the doc, whose name is right at the top of my brain. It is
Ooh.
Dr. Waleed Azam. He says, she's coming along great. She should be all right. Seems like you've got a new patient for me. Do you want me to just go ahead and put her in the same room? I can if you want. I can do that if you want.
That will be good. Yes.
Okay. And then he explains that it'll be harder for her to be treated because it's mostly kind of tech shit. You'll need to have like a technician look at her. At that point, you'd probably kind of switch to the phone and make a phone call to, I'm assuming, Bucket, who will, at Wednesday, if memory serves, will be telling you, sorry, can't do it. I'm
Harmless at the moment.
I'm gonna be resting up for a day or two, and then we've got some pretty busy activity later.
Wait, does Mooney know that he hangs with Bucket?
Oh no, Letty is doing this incognito. She's not like broadcasting that she's making text to Bucket.
Yeah.
Can't trust that fucker.
Well,
Bucket.
Same.
You cannot trust Bucket.
He's fine.
you can trust Letty, but you can't trust Bucket. I get you. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Can't trust any of these people.
All of the words you said are perfectly logical. So, focusing up, the doctor will tell you too that this Beth woman, she apparently has minor, damage. He was able to secure her medical records from SciTech, and
Like-
it seems that her conversion was not it was a permanent conversion rather than an augmentable. So what that means is, for those who are not familiar with full body conversions, they'll be releasing more information on them. I believe they're currently writing a book for it. Their interface volume 3 or 4, I can't remember, where you can do these. But full body conversion means you're basically replacing a lot or all of your body with cybernetics. And if you do that and you want to be that cybernetic body for the rest of your life, they'll just kind of hardwire you right into the machine. But if you're like, I kind of want the opportunity to remove myself from that, they can basically put you in a pod, which if you've ever watched the movie RoboCop 2, you kind of understand what I'm talking about. They kind of just take your nervous system, brain, eyes, and functionary, like the thing that makes you mentally you, not physically so, and they shove all of that into a core, which can then be loaded into a full body conversion unit and extracted if you need to switch to a different body.
Neat.
It is widely believed that Adam Smasher was a full body pod person, which is why he had in the video game several different bodies in his little kind of boat base.
Yada 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 yada.
Oh, should I mark that as a spoiler?
Yeah. Well,
No.
if you find the boat base, then great, good job. It's not a spoiler. It's like a Easter egg, really.
Yeah, you find it, he literally just shows up like, hey.
Yeah. It's not a part of the story. It's kind of just like a location.
No, I'm saying the image I just posted in Discord.
Oh, I don't know what that is. What's that?
What
Oh,
do you want?
got it. Okay, so yeah, she'll be conscious in a couple of hours.
Oh, okay.
In the meantime, you get an update from your crew. That's where I was leading, and Honora basically states, it seems like the manager's caught wind of this whole situation. He was asking questions I've deflected neatly enough. I understand this is a personal matter for you and everything, and I've been trying to play. I've been trying to play cover. I've been trying to, make sure that nobody's really paying attention to, the fact that Dolly's been pulled off this road and everything. But the manager seemed to notice. Apparently, he has asked that tomorrow at lunch, you'll be having a meeting with him and also a couple of other individuals who are interested in your current activities. I haven't relayed any information regarding what you've been doing. They've just been kind of focused on what's happening with Dolly and everything. So I don't know what the meeting's specifically about. I've tried to pull information as to who the other two parties are going to be, and the only internal member that I was able to get information on being at this meeting is your former boss.
I will take it in stride. I'm sure that I can handle the situation just fine. I am, of course, only working towards the good of what I think is for the company. There should be no problem. And by tomorrow, she means Thursday.
Thursday at lunch.
It will be fine. Thank you. I will handle it just fine.
Then an hour or so passes. Tove is being kind of like leader of the robots for the security detail. And
Hell yeah.
Anise is kind of like, sometimes having conversations with the robots almost kind of like sarcastically during the boring times.
Just like rambling to somebody who actually, in fact, does not get tired of what you have to say and actually doesn't have something better to do.
Lots of gossip and drama, apparently.
Just
good.
Because X had previously messed with them a little bit to make them do silly stuff for Nina or whatever, can he make them reply just one time at random to her to just like...
So the main thing about them is that they have kind of stock audio, right? Like it's kind of locked in there. You could upload a new audio file, and that could run at a specific kind of like stimuli. But that would be in there forever, and it wouldn't be able to be removed, because the second you try to remove software from it, that would be detected by the security station, and they'd be like, someone's trying to hack our system. But uploading a benign program like that would not ring any bells. It wouldn't be a problem.
Or just like do like an affirming beep to it.
Yeah, just something like that.
Just like,
just mild entertainment.
It's got beeps, yeah. So you can throw those out. And Anise is excited now that they're talking back. Okay. Eventually, Beth will wake up. And remember, Nina is conscious. She's just not talking. She's doing the robot talk deal. So the doctor will make sure that Letty is informed. But the first person who really knows is X, because I don't think he's leaving the room once he has both of them in there. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. And upon being awakened, where would you be? Like, not X, not Letty, because we just assumed that handling business for Letty and sitting in the room. Probably in the corner chair. It's just in every kind of...
Yep.
What is Mooney doing in the current time? Fixing his torn muscles was already handled by Redtail in like a second.
Yeah, he probably would have asked Tove if she wanted to get a drink, but she's obviously busy.
Oh, no. She says, yeah, it's totally fine. They're on autopilot. It's fine. I can watch them from my agent, she says. She says that there's a spot not too far from here, actually, like literally less than a block. So if you do want to roll with her, she's very interested in that drink.
Yes. Yeah, and he's not in his like corpo clothes anymore. He shows up.
Oh no, you went to Boxville Town. You're wearing the you're wearing
he
the
like
gear.
shows up and he's wearing like he just looks like a dusty old cowboy. He's like cut up and bloody, got shredded like armor jack, and he's just like I need a drink.
And I'll be as honest as I can be. As much as I want to flirt and like try to get you into bed through conversation, I'm not gonna do that. But I just explained what's going to happen. I will say the only thing that she says that I'm going to actually, kind of proffer here for you is she says, "I really like this look rather than what you normally are wearing." You just try and convince Letty to let you wear this instead. And then the night proceeds however you kind of imagine it to go. She's apparently very interested.
Excellent.
A much better date than with the psycho with the blades.
Correct.
Yes.
No similar.
Yeah, that
vibes
probably
either.
would have been his response to like her comment. Would have been like, "Yeah, I much prefer you to the woman I met in Boxtown."
The mantis blades are giving. She's gonna actually like
She's
rip
actually
your
gonna
head
murder
off
you.
and eat it.
She didn't have. I wish she had mantis blades because those things are deadly as fuck, which we'll see on Sunday. But
Oh wait, did she not?
no, she had these things. She had unique wolvers. So
Oh,
wolvers
okay,
are
okay.
normally blades that kind of extract out of the top
Yeah,
and are really long and are heavy weapons. She has 5 of them, and they come out of her fingertips. So she's like, she's like Lady Deathstrike on. Like,
Oh my god.
Psychopathy.
She
Like
should have had
Synth Coke.
mantis blades, then just rip that off and just.
Mantis blades are even deadlier because the way I have them written, if you it's a heavy weapon, so you attack twice, and if you have a pair of them, you can do both, so you get 4 attacks.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's you know how mantis blades work. They're crazy and they're radical. Anyways, focusing back up, Dolly, you kind of catch the news from like just paying attention. You're probably in the lobby, right? But you're waiting for this. You're invested. So you hear that the doctor has stated to Letty that Beth is conscious. So I'm assuming you kind of pop up, and this is probably while Crown is engaged in broken arm treatment. Probably takes about an hour or two, especially since they're backed up a bit. Foxen, roll me a d10. And if you get less than a 3 or less, let me know.
2.
Yeah, they put you on Crown duty, so you have to set his arm and make sure it's all to rights. So go ahead and do me a favor and make me a paramedic check to get
21.
that. Yeah, you. Damn, alright. So Redtail once again proves his badassery in the medical profession. You're like, my arm, do a New Zealand accent.
Shut up, you baby.
It hurts.
He's over here. He's
My
hobbling along with a cane because his back's hurt. He's like, come here.
If you, it is still spinal injury down, isn't it? Oh my god, your house, but you're a fox.
Okay, no.
Adorable. Okay, but
And Coke instead of Vicodin or whatever.
sure, yeah. Redtail, you're too busy to kind of catch wise of anything that's happening there. And again, like I said, Crown, you'll be kind of engaged with getting fixed and kind of resting it up while this is happening. So Letty, Dolly, and X. X, you're there first. She awakens. The doctor catches wind of it, comes in, checks some vitals real quick, and then leaves. And you can see her kind of like almost just kind of emotionless, kind of just looking. Seems to be reacting to stimuli, like conscious. She's just kind of looking around, curious, and like just seems to be kind of not sure what's happening, but it doesn't really betray too much on her face because she's kind of like stone, a chiseled version of Nina. X, you're first, so if you wish to engage her in any way, you can. You have like a couple moments before Letty and Dolly will kind of enter into the space.
Hopefully a little better than a tub full of ice.
I don't remember much. Where was I?
Boxtown.
No, I knew that. Scabs get me?
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck are you?
We can go over that here in just a minute. I think there are some other people that are more interested in speaking with you than
I'm gonna
me.
get really, really angry if you don't just answer my questions.
X.
And I'm sure you already know my name is Beth.
Yes.
doors open. Letty and Dolly kind of enter in almost at the same time. Like if it's not together, it's like one after the other, kind of just boom boom. And she kind of looks over to you, and you see her eyes glare, like not like angrily. I don't mean like glare as in like a facial expression change. I mean like an actual glare of like red energy kind of comes up in her eyes. And X, you can realize that she has pretty high end Kuroshis, which means she's probably scanning Letty, and she's probably pulling data from Corpo specs to understand who she is. And then she says, Violetta, Biotechnica, PR firm, right?
Correct. You are just as smart as, not Chanina. My Nina.
Yeah, I was going to ask a question about that.
Be right back.
So you are Beth, yes?
Correct. And I'm assuming that you're here because of the Stepford Wives program?
Yes, and Nina gave us approximately where you would be. Gave us your name.
And I'm assuming this is because of the information I've been able to pull out of Militech regarding the program.
It could be, and it seems that people are after you and wanting to make sure that both of you are protected because the third of you are not anymore. Would you rather be dead?
Or
No.
being used as an ATM?
Well, that
Yeah.
is what they were doing with you.
She kind of looks at X, and there's like this moment where the angry facade kind of breaks for a second. She's going to be like, I'm going to be completely honest with you. That was probably the most relaxing couple of months that I've had in my entire life.
Quiet?
Really quiet. Just the ticking. It was just so smooth comparatively. She looks over to Letty and says, Reclamations has already tried to get to me before. I've already brushed off their attempts. There's no fucking way I'm going to do anything with you either regarding the program.
I think you have larger concerns than reclamations.
Looks over at X. I thought you were fun before, but now I realize you're just kind of stupid. He understands what reclamations means, right? You understand what that means, right? Program doesn't fuck around. You work with the program, right? You don't work with the program. You're just a fucking asshole, too. Nina kind of shakes her head, and then the phone, like, tick kind of clicks, and both of you kind of get a hollow signal. You can patch Dolly in if you wish. She's kind of there, kind of looking at everything.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, Stephanie, right? You
patch
kind of
her in.
just trying to pay attention and catch what's going on here.
What the fuck?
Yeah, she's smoking.
Okay. Got a cigarette in the back. Again, not like the real world. Smoking's still legal inside of buildings. Go nuts.
And if it wasn't, REO Meatwagon wouldn't give a fuck
Wouldn't give
anyways,
a
right?
Fuck.
It might charge
Anyway,
you 10 eddies a cigarette to be allowed to
They
smoke
might
it.
pay
but...
you. They might pay you. This is helping the
You're gonna
smell.
smell.
No, she was
Yeah.
told earlier to put the cigarette out in the waiting room,
In
but
the
that was
waiting room.
before we're in.
In the waiting
They
room.
can't see me now.
Oh, that's true.
This is
We're in the room.
Right.
Your room.
Yeah.
You rented it.
You have paid for this room, so smoke if you
I
got
can
them.
smoke in it all I want.
You can
Yeah.
stab him to death in there. We don't care. We
Uh,
have a non-disclosure agreement. Whatever you do in there is on you.
Nina once broadcasted, and again, Elizabeth or X.
Patched her in.
Okay. Nina's voice kind of metallic kind of comes through, and she says, "Hi. What are you? 33, I believe." And you see kind of Beth go, "Yeah. 11." She nods her head. Beth kind of, "You're off book. You're off the grid as well." And you hear the hollow voice come through. "Yes." And then there's a moment where Beth's eyes kind of flash red again. Why the fuck did you go back to the corp? And got a secretary job? Idiot. Oh my god, everybody in here is stupid. Well, she kind of like leans around Letty and X. I don't know you yet. You have yet to open your mouth. But again, based on everything, the bar is not terribly high, so good luck. If you're not with the program, you're just interested because of her?
Yes. She is,
Remove yourself from it. Just, no. You do not want to be involved. I promise you. The program was ended years ago. And some fucking psychopath of a Militech ghost rushed into the operation and killed everyone. And then chased everyone down that was associated with it and killed them.
Wonder who that could be.
Salt.
Oh. Oh!
Well, it seems that I will not be able to get away so easy, but I will do my best to figure that out.
You hear the voice come through, and it says, it seems to be directed towards Beth. Please, I can dump all the files on her, but I don't think it's going to matter, since they'll probably just pull them off of her after they corpse her. Just answer her questions. Maybe she'll be satisfied with that. Beth shrugs. Okay, well, I've got protections with Cytech. I don't think I'm going to have too much of a problem, and they'll just move me if I need to be moved. So, sure, ask away. If you're not with the program, I'm not really afraid of your reach.
Fair enough. Well, why are there only 3 of you left?
There aren't.
Well, 2 of you left.
There aren't.
There's more.
There
So-
are more?
66 members of the Stepford Wives program. I'm pretty sure they're in the dozens.
Interesting.
We weren't seen as a liable threat. We're just girls. Most of us, anyways. She kind of looks over at Nina. Most of the folks underneath 21 were kind of built for a purpose. Envious of that, I went to the highest bidder and sold my perfect human body to be augmented in whatever way Cytech wished to do whatever they wanted with. And here I stand before you, well, I said lie before you, in a perfectly sculpted Netrunner chassis. Designed mainly by me. Nina kind of chimes in. I recognize some of the designs. Beth kind of looks at her like... apparently there's a notation of plagiarism there.
Because wait, what number was Nina?
Nina's 11.
Yeah, and
Beth is 33.
33.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
What other questions you got?
I honestly didn't actually expect this.
Well, again, if you're kind of like pausing for a second, kind of like, you know, mouth agape, kind of trying to find the words, X and Dolly are both present. So if you have questions to ask Beth, feel free to, especially with, you know, either limited or more, you know, cognizant understanding of the situation. No question is considered dumb, and just think what your character would probably be like.
I mean, she thinks everything is dumb. So I mean,
Oh yeah, she's gonna. Yeah, you could ask her the most pointed question towards the actual root and meat and potatoes of the story, and she'll probably say you're dumb. But again, that's just the character. She's kind of, I think somebody said kind of narcissistic. That is correct. Yes, she's also very arrogant and self-sufficient. She's had to be.
Fact.
Nina's not too different. She just does it with a more social fluidity.
And X is kind of used to it, having the on-again, off-again relationship with Nina, probably for very similar reasons.
This is probably like Nina during dating. Like, like this is probably like
Oh no.
It's angry mode.
So you managed to dodge reclamations once. Where
I
what
didn't
did you
dodge
find out?
reclamations. I told that son of a bitch that I'm not going back with him.
Was
And
it
who?
Fisk?
Vernon Fisk. You know him?
That asshole.
That motherfucker.
Well,
All my homies hate Vernon Fist.
it's very rarely the case
True
that
that.
he tries to muscle his way into situations. Yeah, he can be a bit horrible, I guess, but he's very rarely violent.
Yeah. An
It's
asshole.
true.
But you know, he has his own assets that he can use to do his dirty work. As I hear, meaning Strigo.
You said the program was shut down, but there sure seems like there's been a few of you wandering around a very specific area.
We're not the program. We're individuals. We're people, just like you. We just came about being in this world a little bit differently than you.
Why does Fisk want you back?
Why does Militech try to reclaim everything it can in Night City? Leverage, power, control.
Fair enough.
Arasaka's got the current upper hand after the Unification War, so every little asset they can get back is a boon. You can see Nina nodding in her kind of bed. You know, in hindsight, she kind of looks over at Nina. Hiding in Biotechnica wasn't a bad play. And Nina kind of smiles.
Hiding in plain sight can be the best route. Putting on an orange vest means that you might be needing to be there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Construction workers are everywhere.
You're not going to try and detain me, are you? She says as she kind of looks down at the, stuff that's kind of patched to her neck and starts kind of pulling the shard slots and stuff. So she's not connected to Ario Meatwagon's kind of connections for keeping a track of her biomod.
I have not plugged you into anything. If I wanted to keep you here, I could chain you down. I have called a tech to try and possibly fix you, but unfortunately my tech is busy. Hopefully next week he can help if you would like. If you have a tech that you want me to call for you, I could also do that.
It's a minor ding. I mean, whoever threw the punch, definitely a strong, fist to them. But I should
I'll
be
let
fine.
him know. Unfortunately, that was.
Oh, it wasn't meaning as a compliment. More of an annoyance for me.
It's annoyance for me too. I thought you might die.
Back in the other room. Found it sneezing.
My arm! My fucking arm! He punched with the one that was good. The other one's kind of.
Elizabeth,
Actually, you can go punch him if you want. I can bring him in.
I'm not much of a fighter.
I don't know if you saw what I posted in the chat, but Mooney definitely would have told you who Bucket works for.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sure she knows.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's not employed by Militech.
Yeah.
He is like you are currently. Like, you're not employed by Biotechnica. You're not a true team member. You currently
No, I'm a contractor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bucket is a contractor. He just has most of his work coming from Militech.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Huh.
You find a steady stream of revenue, you keep it.
That's fair.
And get as much as you can for as little work as you have to actually put forward to keep it. It's the
Well, I
best
can't
way.
wait till Mooney takes over Boxville.
There you
I mean,
go.
we can definitely work that into a future story for sure. That's actually really interesting because I'd have to map out Boxville for it to happen, which would be really fun. But I just have to figure out how that would go about it, how I'd go about it, the mapping. But anyway, focusing up, she says, any other questions? Otherwise, I'm going to try and see if I can't find my Conapt and maybe readdress it. See if I can't find a better place to. A cheaper place that's safer.
I definitely do not recommend Boxville.
Not anymore. No, yeah. When I first moved in there, it was fine.
It is full of scabs now.
I'm catching the email warnings that I seem to have missed.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
I don't think that I have many other questions. I understand the program-ish. Understand that there are many more of you
I
who
would,
may or may not have departed from.
I would suggest trying to keep your nose clean of it. It's a lot of folks are trying to either grab up everybody who's involved with it, kill everybody who doesn't belong around it, and bury as much of it as they can. I'm pretty sure that's your corporation as well as Militech that's doing that.
Could be. Well, I have a meeting tomorrow at lunch that I do have to get to. I'm
Good luck.
glad that you are okay.
She'll get up and she'll kind of like wander to the door, kind of brushing past Dolly. She'll kind of stop for a second and move her metal hand in front of you. Can I get one?
Oh, yeah, sure.
She takes
Just
She
it,
does not even have lungs.
takes it into her metal hand. She has compressor lungs. That's not true. She breathes. She's not breathing. It's just they're not real lungs, so she doesn't have to worry about cancer. The nicotine's still hitting her bloodstream. She still has one of those.
I
And
thought she would just be like a bundle of nerves.
there's blood in there. You gotta have the fuel. Some of it's synthetic though, so it's like kind of like a whitish color. So depends on where she gets hit. Depends on how she bleeds. She'll kind of like adjust her finger, and you'll see kind of like a bright, kind of like bluish flame kind of ignite from a portion of it. She'll light the cigarette, shut off the flame, and start walking out. Anise tries to give her shit about smoking a cigarette in the waiting room. If nobody else gives her trouble, Mooney, you're not heading back early, right? The date's going well.
I mean, no.
We're not seeing him until
Okay.
the morning.
That's fair.
Yeah, I imagine at some point either Tove or Mooney would be like, "Hey, we'll see you in the morning."
We'll see you in the morning. Sorry, I've got the car. Is what Tove says. Great. Letty, Dolly, since she's just walking out, like the package, you'll notice that she seems to have left something in the bed when she got up and left. The article that's left behind appears to be a small kind of leather-bound journal, and like when you see it, it looks pretty typical of like pseudo leather that you've seen. But once you actually pick it up, it feels different. It feels real.
That's weird.
When you open it up, it looks like it's just a bunch of hand-scribbled code that's been kind of written into this this journal. And if you'd like, you can attempt to try and sort out the code, which would require a cryptography roll. But if you
I'm really good at that.
want,
Why the hell not? I was gonna give it to X, but like, I just want
might as well
to
try.
because-
Yeah,
Where's that under?
it's under
Education.
education.
Might be not good.
No, yep.
Oh, let me
This is
try,
a bunch
let
of
me try.
numbers.
15.
This is a
Let's
bunch
go.
of numbers.
Damn it. Hands it to X.
Yeah.
You are the smartest here, I suppose.
It's a good roll though. Yeah, 15's not bad. DV 17
I mean,
though.
so close.
Okay.
A.
So it is a sequence, but it's not intended to be like a programmable. Instead, it seems to be a sequence that's done to kind of hide what's actually being written. And what's funny about this code is this isn't the first time you, X, have seen it before. You know that Nina keeps a journal. And the code that's kind of reflective here is the same exact code that she would utilize in writing her own personal journal. And the leather of this is very familiar too. Nina's journal back at her apartment when you were together wasn't too dissimilar. It would take some time to sort out. Like you definitely know the code and could read like a little bit of it, but it very much looks like it's a journal and journal entries. You could definitely kind of look into it further, but it looks like it was kind of damaged a bit because it's been soaking for quite a while.
I think X would show it to Nina and be like, I'm guessing you can crack this faster than I can.
If you hand it to her.
Mhm.
Yeah. I can.
Looks awfully familiar.
There's a moment where she kind of like stops for a second. And you could kind of see like a tear, kind of like just for no reason, seemingly, just kind of beat up on her, the edge of her corner of her eye. And she doesn't really say much about it beyond that. Ultimately, the day will kind of conclude. Not much is really done beyond that point. In the scream sheets in the morning, when you wake up, you're disheartened to find that there does appear to be a notice stating that there was a murder and a person at large currently for the murder of a SciTech employee. SciTech employee's name is Beth Williams. And
Fucking knew it.
according to the scream sheet and the images you're able to pull on the data term, Letty, go ahead and make a local expert roll
Okay, let me
for Night
reopen.
City.
For Night City.
It's under education down at the bottom there.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to reopen.
It's okay.
So she died anyway?
Yep.
10,000 down the drain.
13.
The woman you see killing her at this kind of small little bar in kind of Corpo Plaza area, Night City. It's probably, what the hell's the name of the one? Empathy, which is like kind of like a BD bar kind of deal. People go to feel something. She died there, and the person who killed her, according to the cameras and everything you got like shown in the stream, is none other than one of the most notorious assassins in Night City, who's kind of been notorious for decades. Individual named Megan. She goes by the moniker Black Megan or Dark Megan. She also goes by the Shadow, but that's like more of a kind of kitschy kind of thing that's people in the streets refer to her as. And the reason why she kind of gets these kind of like shadowy, kind of edgy kind of monikers is she very much has a style that's similar to Morgan Blackhand, except that she does not have a black hand because she is not cybernetic in any way or any way known. She appears to have been the one who pulled the hit.
Well, that fucking sucks.
I mean, I told her.
We both did. I told her that people were after them.
Yeah.
Don't fucking know why. She was like, I'm good.
The
See if we can get a refund.
Yeah, where's my fucking refund?
That's hilarious.
Our product died within 30 days. I want my manufacturer warranty to cover.
the
Just
body.
looks at the most expensive $10,000 I've ever spent.
The body, according to the scream sheets, was given to SciTech. Kind of like in the deeper portion of the story, was given to SciTech. Morning time, everybody's kind of doing their rituals, getting ready, but there's really not anything planned for the day other than the meeting. Dolly Glass is kind of left to her own devices, is obviously not invited to the meeting. X, you're probably poring over the information that you got from the data extraction just to see if there's any small little detail that you might have missed. You're also, keeping, and you're right there with Nina, probably making sure that, if she sees anything of import in the leather bound, that you're able to kind of get that information right away. You're kind of working in the morning, trying to kind of suss out from the wreckage of the situation what you can. Mooney, you're waking up pretty happy. She's not there. She appears to have left before you have woken up. However, you are not in your apartment because that's a shit show. You're in her room in Letty's floor. So it's possible that the two of you pass each other. And when I say the two of you, I mean Mooney and Letty, or possibly Mooney and Dolly, as you're kind of like getting out and doing the walk of shame or what have you, out of that
Oh, no
floor.
shame from this cowboy.
Oh, no shame from this cowboy.
Oh, God.
As you're kind of maneuvering out of the space. But based on Tove being like out, you assume that she's heading back to, like, shortly after your engagement, she headed back to Ario Meatwagon for her job. No notes or anything left behind. She just head on out. And then Crown, obviously, your arm was set and fixed in the hospital. You weren't. It was an outpatient situation, so you were kind of kicked out soon after. And so you're back at the hotel room as well. So you would probably see Mooney kind of. It would be like a. I knew he was there already because I know everything that happens in this floor, and that's fine. Bye, kind of deal. And Redtail, you had a long night of working in the hospital. You've done your best to kind of keep abreast of what's going on in Azam's kind of room with Nina. You are surprised to learn that at some point in the evening, the person that you went to go rescue left of her own accord, just checked herself out and wasn't stopped. And then if you kind of take a second to rest in the break room and you're kind of watching TV, N54 news, very short blurb about, and you're like kind of, what the fuck? You got a few texts from Cotton. She says that the NCPD has been kind of worried, due in part to a very large concert that's happening at Six Shots, a bar not too far from where you're located, and they're diverting traffic out in front of your space. Actually, I think I have the wrong highlights up right now. I noticed that just now on the Night City thing. The blue ones are for Tuesday, so sorry about that. Let me go ahead and get those down, and I will pull up the correct ones. So your office is. Okay, come on now, computer. I need to do this quick. Click the thing. Okay, it's being. I'm on the wrong layer. That's why. Okay. So there's your office there, and there's a big truck. Do you see the truck? You see the truck, don't you?
Yeah, I see the truck. I see the truck.
Ignore the truck. The truck is actually over here on Saturday. Lots going on. We got lots going on, folks.
No, the truck's at my shop. We're getting some supplies.
You do not want the supplies that are in that truck.
I want them. I don't know what it is, but I want it.
It is mostly Arasaka murderers.
Hey.
Which we will see
Oh,
more
shit,
of.
is that Matt? Please, give me.
I would like the methamphetamines. So that said, you hear that there's going to be a lot of traffic near your space, and Cotton is thinking about going outside and doing like a sign, tossing kind of deal to try and get people in, especially since it's going to be a lot of party kids, and she thinks that she can kind of sell them, certain substances. So it's sounding like it's going to be a lucrative night on Friday night because that's when they're going to do their show, and apparently they have a second gig on Saturday as well. So it sounds like that's going to be pretty hot business for you. Meatwagon says they might need you on Sunday, but they're good until then. After you helped on Wednesday night, and they call it evens. So Thursday for you is kind of like slowly maneuvering out, like sleeping probably most of the morning, and then slowly maneuvering out of Meatwagon over to back to home.
Well, I would like the other surgeon to look at my back first.
Oh, sure, yeah. So boom, bop, spinal injury removed.
Okay.
For sure. And so you're also able to get a day of rest. The same would be true of Mooney, unless Letty is forcing him to drive her to places. No? Okay, so Mooney, you're resting up today so you can heal some hit points as well. When you take a day of rest, you heal a number of hit points equal to your body. So if you have damage and you're just resting it off, heal a number of hit points equal to your body.
Body,
yaddy, yaddy, yaddy. Okay, so then...
You will have message Tove and be like,
Oh, she said she had a great
anything,
time.
you want to hang out, whatever.
She says she's busy today. She's got to make sure that Nina's okay. That's what the boss said to do when she's at their meeting. But it sounds like Nina's probably going to be going home tonight. So she says, once she's all settled and squared away, maybe we can find somewhere to go to.
What about repairing the gear?
So yeah, that's fine. If you're just trying to up your armor, just buy new armor. It's easier.
It's
than,
way cheaper, apparently.
Yeah.
Or
They have rules for it that
Actually,
they
yeah, that
just
probably would be
released.
something Mooney would do.
I,
Because
I
his
posted the
architect-
link for that DLC. It's called. They just released it today, I think. It's called Breaking Your Stuff. Sometimes the hardest part is keeping everything together, and the subline is rules for maintaining and damaging gear, which is cool, very interesting. I'm excited to read it. I just haven't had time because I literally saw it at 6:30, so I was like, Cyberpunk time. Anyway, focusing up. The meeting. It is taking place at noon. It is taking place in a Biotechnica boardroom. It will be you, Minerva, and as you kind of enter into the space, Honora will tell you, it does seem that I have the final name of the individual who will be attending your meeting. The individual is Vernon Fisk with Militech Reclamations.
Fuck
shit.
that guy.
Oh shit!
Well, I'm glad I'm not attending that meeting.
Same.
Yeah.
Well, I
mean,
guess
you can call Mooney if you want.
I'll be honest, I forgot your current manager's name. I don't remember his name.
I don't think you ever told
I don't think
me
I ever gave him a
what
name.
it was.
Hold on, I'm gonna come up with the most generic middle manager name. Hold on.
Please. This is the most Caucasian man that has ever existed.
Okay.
Jeffrey.
Like, he is...
Jeffrey.
His name is Jeffrey Glenn. Glenn is a good name. Thank you, Zach. I like Glenn.
Oh,
Glenn
is
Jeffries.
Really good.
Glenn Jeffries. That's his name. Now I gotta make him sound Australian. Glenn Jeffries. That's your manager. If we find that historically that's not the case somewhere in the
It
text,
is now.
It is now. It's changed, retconned. That's how we work.
He just had a
And-
name change.
And to be honest, if it's not historically accurate, they'd probably just replace your manager with somebody that looks almost the same because they're all fucking interchangeable.
It's like the Lazarus program.
Yeah, right?
But first,
That's how much she cares about.
Or
his
milk
opinion.
toast
She
middle
can-
manager.
That's
no.
literally what they want, though. Like, that's what they
Yeah.
want. They want to make milquetoast middle management people. So when you enter in, this is the first time I think you've met Vernon face to face. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
Letty has ever met him. So you see a man kind of sitting at the table. It's just him and your manager right now. It looks like Minerva's not here yet. This is Vernon.
Yep.
He is, 30s, maybe 40s.
That's not what
Looks
he
like
looked
an
like
asshole.
before.
No, because it was AI and we replaced everything that was AI.
True. Fair.
He has semi-long hair, well-trimmed beard. Looks like, the EMP threading, very nice Kuroshi-looking cyber optics. Most Militech individuals will wear kind of dark colors if they're in the corpo side with a bulletproof vest over top of it. And in most cases, that's important. It looks like Vernon just wears a white duster, white turtleneck, and just very blase looking, style wise. He looks stark.
Pretentious fucking asshole.
He
Like
looks
Steve Jobs.
yeah, he's very much a stark contrast to what you would expect out of a Militech operative.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a shock in any room he's in because, again, of the militarism that's kind of present in these spaces. It's like
Yeah.
red lights and dark walls, and he's just like this guy who's in bright light standing out. And then your boss, who isn't even worthy of a picture, he's also there.
Fine. He doesn't matter.
And Minerva, who doesn't have a picture yet, but again, it was kind of last minute, and I decided to add her into this meeting. She will arrive. She's kind of talking to her secretary as she's entering into the space, and kind of tossing them data pads and kind of unloading everything she has right outside of the security door before stepping into the space. The room that you're in, it's a long table, window that kind of just shows out into the Corpo Plaza. You can see the hollow fish kind of maneuvering about at the level we're at, and it's bright and sunshiny outside, which gives a certain kind of strange contrast between near the window and where you're kind of seated. Like one half of the table is well lit, and the other half is kind of deep and dark with the red lighting backlighting it instead. Vernon chooses to take the side of the table, or has chosen to take the side of the table that is away from the window, and he's also positioned himself strangely so that he's facing the door. So it looks like he has specifically chosen his seat at the table with intention. So he can see if anything's coming in through the window, and so he can see if anything's coming through the door. Seated across from him, in the absolute opposite state, not able to see the door, not able to see anything in the windows, is Glenn. And Minerva comes in and kind of sits at a random spot, not too far. And your boss would have said, sit wherever you want, Letty, it's fine. We were just discussing some matters, and this is Vernon Fisk, if you haven't been introduced. Vernon will kind of stand up, kind of brush his shirt off, reach his hand across the table.
Yeah, she'll shake.
He doesn't grip firmly. It's almost like he's intentionally kind of holding your hand softly. And his look is... I don't think he's creepy. Like, he's definitely not like a creeper guy. His look is very kind of pleasant, but at the same time, like, there's just something about him that's kind of off. He's not creepy. It's just like, you're pretty sure this guy would shoot his own mom right in the face, is the kind of vibe you get from him. Like, just by being in the same room as him. He sits down. Minerva sits down, and Glenn sits down.
Yeah, I sit down.
And Glenn will start. He says, okay, Letty, we brought you into this meeting with the purpose. It seems that you have pulled Dolly Glass off of the road for a couple of days. And we, and by we I mean the company, we're interested as to why that was the case. We definitely know that a contract was broken regarding our dealings with Nippon Network, specifically a interview that Dolly was supposed to have with Precious of Trickshot, or whatever her show's called. Vernon says it's called Precious Moments. And Glenn kind of goes, yeah, right, yeah. So that you did not take Dolly to the Precious Moments interview, and that was very important for us. We definitely want her to be as out there and as forward focused as possible. And I just want to make sure that, and Vernon kind of like hits his hand on the table just kind of lightly enough for Glenn to kind of get like startled. And Vernon says, "Glenn, was it?" And Glenn goes, "Sorry, I was in the middle." And Vernon raises his hand. "Your name is Glenn, right?" And Glenn kind of, yeah. Vernon says, "I'm going to need you to step outside for a bit. Is that okay? You're not the butt." Minerva says, "Please." Glenn kind of goes, "Okay." Kind of gets up and kind of walks out.
So the pretense of this meeting was a fucking farce.
Oh, absolutely.
Vernon kind of, "So when are you going to replace him?" He says, looking over at Minerva. Minerva shakes her head. "I've really been trying to get as many people I have as loyalists into this department so that we can actually start doing things. Letty here is one of my favorites, so..." Vernon nods. "Yeah, one of mine too." He doesn't smile. It's just kind of like a not nice look on his face. And he says, "Letty, we know that you were helping individuals who are currently on our radar. An individual who used to work for SSI, I believe goes by the handle X.
I know of him, yes.
And what is X's real name? If it's not something you want to give out, he says it here in this meeting. And Letty, you hear his real name, which you might have already had from, pulling on your own, or not, if he kind of kept it hidden from you. So this is the first time you've heard X's real name. But for the purposes of this...
I think I do know that. I just don't have it written down.
Fair. It'll be kind of like, if not, it'll be kind of like that moment in, like, Kill Bill where they say Beatrice Kiddo's name before Beatrice Kiddo's name said. It's kind of just, like, blurred out for the screen. X is also Glenn. Okay, that makes point. That's a good point.
I don't remember what we even said it was. It's not on the sheet anywhere.
It's been so long. It's been so long.
He's been a character so long.
Yeah, this character's been around for a year and a half, 2 years almost, I think. It's 2022.
I've been ex so
Yeah.
long, I don't even remember who my parents are.
That's a good roll.
Right.
He says, this individual is of import to us, but I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I'm sure that over time you probably established a friendship with him. Probably a dashing young man. I don't mean to insinuate anything romantic is present there. That's not my intention. But if it is, we'd like to know about it. Minerva said, she's not with him. That's not a thing. Letty's not going to be interested in some street scum. I'd like to hear it from
Secretary
her.
might have been, but I am not.
Oh, well, okay. That's perfectly fine. So is he a friend of yours, would you say?
I was given his contact information at the one time for a job, and he proved himself useful.
I believe that tracks back all the way to our first encounter together with the
Yep.
Major. Yeah. He's been kind of a problem for us for a little while now, actually. But, yeah, from what I understand, the problem was situated around a former contact he had. A woman named, bear with me here for a second. Fuck. I had it in my notes. I'm gonna have to go into your character sheet. Hold on. Hold on, this is really good. Don't be disheartened by the fact that I'm fucking it up, okay? It's good.
My
It's really
character sheet?
No, fuck no.
Oh, I was like, who the fuck is on my character sheet? That
No,
would
this
be
is
important.
funnier than that, and I hope
Oh,
Tom gets
God.
what I'm putting down here. I've got to scroll down. Hold on. Oh my god.
Gotta dig deep.
When?
Okay. A woman named Nicole Young.
Oh.
It seems that she was an individual who was very capable at keeping her identity very well hidden, up until a point where she took on a job with SciTech and started calling herself Beth Williams. Unfortunately, she won't ever be a problem for our joint relationship any longer. She's been dealt
Oh
with.
shit! Wait, Beth was one of X's exes?
I get it, John. That's
You just fucking
You just
dated
fuck-
all of them.
no,
He
that's not what he's saying. I get what he's
Thank you, Tom.
Is
saying.
with the Stepford wives. Does that make you Stepford?
She was an asset that we had overlooked. And unfortunately, she had information that would have been proprietary. It would have definitely came out and been a very big problem for not only Militech, but also Biotechnica. And I would say the balance of Night City as a whole. It would leave many foundations broken. Foundations which couldn't be repaired. And that Arasaka would have no problems usurping. In fact,
I
they've already
suppose
tried.
it is good that I found her last night, then.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I drained my bank account to find her, or to get her, and here we are. She is dead.
I would appreciate a full report. I obviously don't want you to just recite it from, the top of your head. If you want to take some time in crafting that report, I would very much appreciate that.
I believe I can get your email easy enough and send
course.
it over.
Of course. And if not, mind my attendance. Unfortunately, our former contact to my department is no longer with us. Very unfortunate incident. But I believe you were friends with Johan as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, very
Alright,
unfortunate.
the homie.
Very unfortunate
Yeah.
circumstances with that.
Things
So-
happen. It is Night City.
Yeah. Yeah, cyber psychos and everything, yeah. It's been popping up a lot more lately, too.
I have read the screen sheets this morning. It does not sound very good.
Very unnerving. In fact, according to NCPD reports from, I think earlier this week, it was either Tuesday or Monday, I can't remember which one, but there was a Militech frame that was being used by a cyber psycho. They had gotten a hold of one of our thermal cannons and were just shooting up the neighborhoods and warehouses up that way and in the industrial section of Watson. Horrible stuff. So Minerva, you think Letty is in on, our goals, right? You think she'd be savvy? I mean, she hasn't caused me any direct problems, more indirect issues, but I think it's mostly because of, some of the people she's engaged with. There's one fixer in mind that I think I've solidified a decent friendship with. But whether or not he's successful in his current situation, I don't know. He could be bringing me everything I want and everything I need to make sure that we can close the case on this untidiness. Minerva nods. If you don't mind, I'm going to make sure that Letty's understanding what you're saying, Vernon. You are coming at it from a mentality where you're presuming a lot. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. Of course, of course. Feel free to instruct her. What do you mean? Minerva looks to Letty. I'm sure this sounds very strange. Especially since Militech's not even technically supposed to be operating like this inside the city after the Unification War was concluded. But I want to make sure you understand that Vernon isn't a threat. Not to Biotechnica. I'm sure, based on some of the reports that have come from your office, you're familiar, at least slightly, with the Lazarus Project.
Somewhat familiar, yes.
It was a joint effort by Militech and Biotechnica to create a workforce, a military force or an office workforce that would be sufficient and capable and replicatable. And we tried our hands very early on, and I mean to say Biotechnica, without Militech's assistance, on cloning procedures. I know you've probably heard about that. It's not something that we boast about. It's not something that we try to kind of, endeavor to do. But we are one of the leading manufacturers of replacement limbs for most of the people who require them in Night City. And across the world, really.
Very useful.
And indeed. This project, we wanted to create a workforce that would free up the common person from hard tasks and tasks that might be beyond them. And out of character, this is Corpo speak for them saying they wanted to cut out the bottom line.
Oh, yeah.
She then says, the project failed, but there were a couple of successes from it. The problem is that outside sources, the NUSA, other organizations, caught wind of the project and wanted to terminate it. Trauma Team was very invested in ensuring that the Lazarus Project did not come to fruition. And we lost a lot of good people in the mid-50s. A lone operative, former member of Militech, entered into the fray and caused us a lot of problems. So we've been closing the project, but at the same time, we've been attempting to reclaim what we can of the project, of the program, and ensure as much as we can is brought back to us. So we have it on hand and we can account for it. Does that make sense?
Of course.
The part of Biotechnica side and the part that this Beth, or Nicole, was it? Vernon goes, Nicole, yeah. She was a part of a project to create office workers that were very reliable, could work dozens of hours a day, and, not really require much in the way of motivation to do just that. Is that a fair assessment? I mean, do you feel like that's about it, Vernon? Vernon nods. Yeah. That's basically everything. The Militech side of it, of course, was a bit more militaristic. Our goals were a little bit tilted compared, in a different bent compared to what you were wanting from the project. And that's always the case. I mean, of course, our interests are different corporations. But what I want to know for sure, though, is understanding that the goal of your current office is supposed to be counterintelligence, ensuring that details like this don't trek out into the world. Your manager is less than sufficient for these tasks. He is a good PR person, maybe, but I don't think he's really
Was
invested.
right about canceling the appointment. He has good reason to be mad.
You canceled the appointment so you could ensure a meet with this Beth and acquire her and get
I
information from her?
I paid the fee that they asked for from my own pocket.
Who'd you pay the fee
I'm-
to?
Hmm?
Who'd you pay?
The Nippon
Oh, sorry. For the contract.
for
I
the
thought
contract.
I thought you were talking about with Nicole. Sorry.
Oh no, that was later.
But who did you pay for that?
Scav. The
Okay.
account number is already gone. Boxville, I'm sure will be dealt with eventually. It's just overrun with.
Yeah, Boxville can be dealt with. That's outside of
Yeah.
Night City. And you can actually understand the words he just said
Oh yeah.
without
I'm so sorry,
really
Chad.
much issue. He'll say, "Well, we'll do what we can to reclaim what's yours as well, because that's what it's about. I just want to make sure that you folks are whole and we're whole. We came into the agreement together. We made what we made. I just want to make sure that we're able to walk away from this without us both being burned for it. I don't really have much in the way of leverage on Biotechnica, and I'm pretty sure the case is true that they don't have much in the way of leverage against Militech. And there's no reason for us to be able, or to have that leverage, or to pull it, because we're working together, as we've always been. The betterment of Night City.
Of course. If I had known that you were wanting Beth, I would have gotten her to you earlier, let you know.
I didn't
But
want
I didn't.
Beth. What happened to Beth was at my order. I pulled quite a few strings to make sure I was able to contract the individual who dealt with
She seems very capable.
more than. Can't kill her husband to save her life, but very capable.
So what is it that I can do for you? With this
Undermine
meeting?
Glenn at every chance you can. Just destroy him in the department. Boast for Minerva to get the spot. Let her take the shot. Let her take the position. Let her become something here. Her PR department you were a part of, she ran it very tight. You benefited greatly from it. At our first meeting, we had a bit of a problem. That's fine. You may see me as some sort of villain. That's fine too.
You are doing your job.
And you're yours. I just want to make sure that we understand that the assets that we have, we're pooling them towards the goal of ensuring that the project is kept under wraps and everything about it is swept right under the rug. Part and parcel or whole cloth, I don't care, as long as it's under the rug. That fair?
Of course. She'll lean back and then pull the shard out of her pocket, probably like in like the inner pocket of her jacket, and slide that across the table towards them.
What's this?
It is some information that I have been given. There happen to be 2 of those.
I'll take a
I
look
have
at
one.
it. And who was the other?
I think you know. Someone who you are also already worried about?
X.
Hmm.
I got a question for
The-
you. Very serious question.
So sorry, Tom.
Holy fuck.
Put a target on his back, you bitch.
I got a question for you. It's a very serious
Yeah.
question. We've seen a bit of X's work, and he used to work for a very tight security firm.
Hmm.
What do you think the chances of him onboarding? What do you think the chances of onboarding him are? Either Biotechnica or Militech.
It could be a good chance, depending on
Do we have
leverage.
Do we have any on him?
There is
God,
he
God
goes
damn
by
it.
X, of course, but he is also the ex of my secretary, who I have fought very hard to keep alive.
You know, having a good team, a team worth dying for, a team worth fighting for, that's very important. I agree. Sometimes, you know, you get team members you're not terribly fond of, and you just have to, you know, either get rid of them or just hope they, you know, end up smears on a garage floor. But you do what you have to do.
Of course.
fucking
Well,
Fucking shade, bruh.
Um,
The
out of
shade.
character, I need. I think you get the metric here, but go ahead and roll me a human perception check,
me.
The fucking
Yeah.
disrespect.
Letty.
Social.
I think you get the gimmick, but I just want to make sure you your character does. Your character would know that from everything you've had come, and Minerva's worked with Nina in the same office.
Yeah.
They do not seem to be aware that Nina is a part of the Stepford wives
Mm.
for whatever
Oh,
reason.
so they're dumb.
No. It's funnier than that.
You did a really good job of hiding
They-
it.
Nina did a really good job of hiding it.
Based on some of the information in this, she's really good at hiding things.
Nina's very good at
Fucking
hiding
love
shit.
Nina. What a queen. Now I'm just gonna feel bad about Nina.
I told you because you literally saw like a clone with her face attached to it.
Well, Nina also just told me too.
That was after the fact.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but still.
As you're continuing that thought, you see him pull out a C8 box, which is basically a data shard container. Opens it up and slides the data shard you gave him into it and close it.
Yeah.
He's not slotting the shard. He's just putting it in a safe space and putting that back into his duster. I'm getting a message from Chandler here. Hold on.
Oh no. You are familiar with Nina, are you not, Minerva?
I'm sorry, that's
What
graphic.
did he say?
But good, I can't tell you. It's a secret.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
We love this game. What'd you say? Sorry. Go ahead again. You said something and I was laughing.
Oh, me? Oh god, I've already forgotten.
You were asking if
oh,
Minerva was familiar
you-
with Nina.
Yeah, Minerva.
Yes, of course. She worked in the office with us. She's a great secretary. Wonderful.
Of course. Do you happen to remember where she comes from? Her resume?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have it on file, but I remember all being above board.
Fair enough. She is very good at her job, and very good at more than her job. She happens to be, I suppose you could say, sisters with, what you call her, Nicole?
You see him kind of tilt his head to the side. Minerva kind of scratches her chin. That can't be true. They're exact clones of Charlotte. And then she kind of stops. You see Fisk kind of raise his hand. It's fine. It's a fine slip.
I would like to keep her close. I have become quite fond of her. We can keep things as is. That would be nice.
Vernon kind of leans in, crossing like his fingers, interlacing them, kind of looking at you. I want to make sure I understand you correctly. You mean to tell me that you've had under your employ a member of the Stepford Wives for how long, Minerva? About a year? And I haven't been informed of this.
Believe she did not know.
How the fuck did you not know? They all look the same.
Letty is
Minerva kind
like
Nina
very
is
carefully.
very smart.
Minerva
That
kind
is
of
why.
like starts like looking at the table, kind of like doubting herself, and Vernon kind of
Letty's like, I'm about to get promoted.
which ones are we sure we're missing? Minerva starts kind of tapping her foot rather loudly under the table. She's either 7 or 11 or 18.
She is 11.
11. You can confirm that.
She told me early.
Runner program. Fuck.
Beth was 33, I believe she said.
Run
Runner.
her program.
Runner program. Fuck.
Oh.
It's part of the sinister.
It's a net runner.
It's a part of the sinister.
Oh, I
crap.
got you.
I've had a really fucked up summer, by the way. I don't know. This is Vernon talking. I don't know if you understand. Like, you might hear like reports on the scream sheets or the news regarding some shit in Pacifica related to Militech. Yeah, well, basically, we've been trying to reclaim everything there too. Luckily, Pacifica is kind of a weird spot when it comes to being Night City or not. Fucking combat zones. We're used to them. Murder's our game. The point is a lot of the lower tiers of the Stepford Wives, since it seems like you know a bit, it stands, were specialized. We felt it necessary to have sleepers. You can be a common standard operating worker, but what if a cyber psycho pops into your office? Response needs to be quick and immediate. 11 was part of the runner program. She was specifically trained with Blackwall tech to be very capable and skillful at what she does.
Speak of why she's so good at her job then.
Oh yeah, she's amazing with a computer. Secretary work would be cinch. Minerva's still kind of
does
like
it in her sleep.
face blank, kind of like just staring at the table. Right under my nose.
Fired!
Just kind of points at you and
Letty, you
says,
get promoted.
I like you. You want to keep her close. I want to put her in a body bag. Tell me why we play your game.
She is loyal. If she does not know,
Also,
let you know.
sorry. Pulls out the C8 box and sets it back on the table. Who gave you the shard?
She did.
50 Eddie says it's fucking rabid. Oh, okay.
Was it actually? Sorry to interject. I thought X was the one that produced.
Gave 2 of them.
Okay.
Hers can't be unlocked unless you do it.
Oh, so we're talking about that shard, not the
The
okay.
shard that Nina gave you when she was in her
Okay.
Yeah.
comeback
Sorry, I thought we were
survival.
talking about the recording of the.
No.
No.
Okay. Okay.
No, this is all of the details that Nina presumably
Okay.
has. But a quick notice: what I just said is kind of pertinent. Obviously, your character didn't hear it, but just making sure that
Sure.
people at home heard it. He said, "Things fucking rabid." He does not mean rabid, RABID. He means R.A.B.I.D,
The
which
program that destroyed the internet.
programs that destroyed the internet. Yeah, rabbits are fucked up. Bits of hot mess that Rafe Bartmos flooded the internet with, or the net with. The kind of idea that's present here is that they are artificial intelligence that is absolutely 100% sentient and hates living things. So it's very
Nice.
much intent. Like the viruses are like very powerful and very destructive, and basically, yeah, it's their goal to breach all corporate data fortresses, destroy them, and annihilate them. Like if he had slotted the shard, would have been a very interesting game. But yeah, since he's been told what it is, he
It would
is
have been hilarious.
kind of tapping the top of it like Okay. Well, sorry, I didn't give you a chance to have you explain why we keep her alive and not kill her. That's me speaking, not him. But he'd probably say it totally similarly.
Um, she has been loyal to me, and I like having her around. She is smart, capable. Of course, that is why she was made.
Minerva, she kind of looks up. Get the fuck out. She gets up in her office building, mind you, in Biotechnica's office.
Yeah,
Gets
yeah,
up
yeah,
and
yeah.
walks out. Door closes.
Fucking
Okay.
savage.
I
Yeah.
have kept bits and pieces of the program myself. I have assets that I've maintained. I suppose it's only fair that you get to keep something as well.
It also keeps up the appearances, you know?
I'm going to play games with you. Not with her anymore. Get Glenn the fuck out of your department. Take it. Control it. Whatever you have to do. I want it done before the year's out. And of course, you don't have to take orders from me, but if we're going to work together at this and we're going to make sure that Biotechnica doesn't take the hit, and Militech doesn't fall sidelong with you, we're going to have to play nice. We're going to have to work together. If I sound bossy to you, counter. Don't do what she just did. You can keep her, but if she becomes a liability, you need to call me and I will handle it. Period.
I suppose I could handle her myself, but it's good to have help.
If she is as connected to Sinashur as I believe she is, I'm not saying that I doubt your capabilities or your contacts, but I will say that she's probably a bit more than you think she is.
Fair enough. I'm sure I've only scratched the surfaces of her capabilities.
Be cautious is the main thing I need you to do. Secondly, I'm going to give you a couple of contacts that are important for our project here. Minerva will report to you. I'll make sure she's aware that that's now the case. Once you have Glenn's position, that will appear more above board in your structure in Biotechnica than it already is. I'm also going to give you Melissa's contact. She's a corporate over at Kang Tao. Probably asking yourself, why is Kang Tao associated with this? Because they're trying to remove Arasaka from Night City as we are. They've made a couple of power plays as of late, most recently Monday, and have also been trying to deal with parts of the project for us.
They the ones who tried to shoot Nina from across the water?
I cannot confirm or deny that it was a Kang Tao operative that did that.
Keep your secrets.
If I have a promise that it won't leave this room, and I also understand that everything that's been spoken so far will not leave this room. Because if it does, I will know who said it. It will obviously be you. There's me and there's you that know. The Kang Tao hit was made on, you said Nina?
Yes.
Yes, it was believed that she was a rogue element in league with X, Nicole Young. I have yet to receive the reports from the hit, but I presume that Nina looks a little bit different than Beth.
Little, not too far off, though I could definitely tell that they are similar. Sisters, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. It's a very interesting game. New pieces on the board are enjoyable, though. I like this.
Do I need to worry about trauma teams still taking her out?
So I don't have much in the way of information on trauma. The last thing I remember getting info dumps on was your little problem the night I was dealing with Johann. Oh, right. Yeah, I killed him.
Fuck you! I killed myself, bitch.
If
Both
you were
things
here,
can be
he'd
true.
probably defiantly say he killed himself, but the truth of the matter is he's murdered.
Well, he is
Took
dead,
myself
so we
out,
can
says his
take.
ghost from beyond the grave.
Now, the other part of the project that you may not be aware of is the source. The operation for the Stepford wives was very contingent on there being a high level of remedial skill, education, and a lot of higher education in its more early forms, such as dance, music. These are very important things to have in an individual who's working in an office space with other people. Creates a kind of, why is my collar showing? It creates a kind of social environment that doesn't feel too inhuman and unreal. The source of your those Stepford wives genes was an individual named Charlotte Woolridge, who you might know more popularly as Laura De Palma. She was an unwilling advocate initially, but leverage, very important. She's still allowed to continue. She signed an NDA, and parts of her brain have been augmented to distort her memory regarding the matter. She's no longer a problem. But I think it's important that you understand that the people you're kind of dealing with here are very sophisticated from the onset. I just don't want you to, utilize her. Great. Just don't underestimate her. We have a similar project on our side. I'm sure you've heard of it. Striga. It's a bogeyman out there in the streets. Yeah.
Yes. I saw this one when we were reclaiming, what was her name?
It was with Johann.
Christina.
It wasn't Nina related. It was Johann. It was, what's her name? Oh my God, what was it? Was
Christina.
not Christina. That's right. Sorry. Yeah.
I have
The
it. It's
the bio
Christina, Arasaka, Nina twin.
I was trying to think of the name of the girl who had the shotgun. Whose name is escaping me. The person who was actually alive and you were trying to meet up with. And then
yeah. That's somewhere here.
Yeah. Not terribly important. She's dead.
Yeah.
that you killed.
Nope, it was a tragic accident.
So he explains to you the Striga program, which I've explained a couple of times, but it's basically a sociopathic solo individual who was bordering on psychosis and cyberpsychosis. That was a Militech asset that was modified through therapies, gene therapies, and other techniques, and removed from their body. And then that remnant was what they've cloned. And they have the capability of still cloning that person. They can't replicate the process on other people. It's just this person we continue to make over and over again and reprogram with their memories. A super soldier that I can have one of at any time I want.
Very convenient for you.
Well, you have a great secretary, I guess. So we're even.
I agree.
I love Tom's background. We'll work together at this as things progress, and we'll keep in touch. He offers his agent out to connect with yours. You get his phone number.
Tabs.
Yeah, you immediately recognize that it's a secure line, secure connection. It will not be traceable or trackable, and you couldn't give out his number to someone else. You can call him, but that's it.
Yeah.
He stands up, offers his hand out for a shake again. This has been a
Shake.
really great meeting, and I mean that genuinely. I have very rarely met somebody who I genuinely have been pleased to interact with. This was very interesting and very
I
good.
just want what is best for the company.
And the same,
Can
but
be
I
a little selfish sometimes, meaning Nina.
certainly, I think what I think is best for the company, and for yours as well, but mostly mine. And obviously, you'd say the counter, but I think the two of us working together, not just for the betterment of our corporations, but for Night City. There are rogue elements inside of Night City that we can't have. You mentioned scavs. We got to deal with those. Probably level the whole of Boxville if I fucking think about it. But or other corporations who've moved in and have taken over a lot of property and a lot of power in a governmental sense, and we've got to deal with it. So it's a pleasure to finally meet you in person, and I'm glad we had this meeting. Good luck dethroning Glenn, and I'll make sure Minerva is aware of her position in our current arrangement.
Thank you. I will do my best.
If she ends up missing, by the way, just know that she's probably dead.
Fair
It just
enough.
depends on how she responds to being usurped. And I really don't want her trying to undermine you in some petty way, so I'd rather that not be the case. I don't really have much room for pettiness. That's why I got rid of Johan. Kind of taps his hand against his leg and then kind of starts walking towards the door. He stops at the door, opens the door, and sees
He
you
just
out.
Midwest goodbye to you.
And then Minerva's standing outside. It looks like she's kind of looking at a data term. She looks up and she goes, "Oh, great! Thank you, Vernon, for coming. I'll see you to the AV. Let's." And she kind of gives you a look like good, bad, like she's looking for she's fishing. She's fishing for something.
Yeah, she'll give her a nod.
And then she kind of smiles and kind of happily kind of goes with Vernon to the AV.
And she was never seen again.
And Letty stands there in the hallway outside of the conference room,
Nathan!
knowing exactly where her office is from this point. She takes the very short walk in an elevator ride and then another short walk to her office, sits down at her desk. Honora sets down a data term in front of her, shows the updated status on Tove and the security drones guarding Nina. Nina's status is in good health. In walks another attendant, like some messenger, says, that Vernon Fisk told me to go ahead and give this to you. And hands you the COJO case. You slot it open. You see the data shard you were given by Nina. Close the case and set it into your desk. A sigh. As you've chosen a very interesting path and one I didn't terribly calculate. I definitely kind of calculated, but really good. So yeah, she'll get back to the office on Friday. And since it is closing, I will say in the aftermath, Nina is very much okay. She says she's going back to work for Letty. She doesn't have any fear or concerns. And she tells you why. I've understood I am close to the pale in the job I'm in. I've definitely set up some contingencies. I want you to know that I'm safe. I'm going to be okay. And I'd really like to renew our friendship in earnest more. We probably shouldn't meet where we meet, though. That's
Yeah, that building doesn't seem very safe.
nostalgic as it might be.
Yeah.
The Glenn is very much interested in getting you back onto schedule immediately, Dolly, and enforces Letty to do so, who, again, does so, but at the same time is also kind of working towards other ends and goals. And after that kind of really weird exchange, at Ario Meat Wagon with the Fox Doctor and everything that's happened over the last week, you realize
Another visitor.
that I'm catted up here.
Chippy.
They are both just hanging out on the desk.
I say treat
They're like,
time.
it's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. You get to pet us and you get to give us treats now. And this is the time. Mittens will be here in a moment, probably. You get to watch Cat Belly for the remainder, folks at home.
That's fine.
Hot.
But Dolly, you're basically put onto task like earlier than you were expecting to, and Letty seems a lot more disinterested than she did initially, almost to the point where she doesn't even seem to care about your contract. And I don't think, like, with everything that's gone on, would Dolly?
Would what?
Would you care about your contract with Biotechnica? Like everything that's kind of gone on, like it seems like your management's kind of a shit show, and it's not really what you want, anyways. Like, would she be disinterested in kind of maintaining the contract with Biotechnica, or would she continue to do it and basically just go through the numbers and go through the steps, kind of like continuing on despite not liking it?
I mean, she kind of like already knew that these type of people were into some shady shit, and like she's interested but also trying to be like a passive observer, like, you know what, don't make it my problem and I'm not going to make it your problem, kind of thing.
Do me a favor and roll me a human insight check.
Human perception.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Thank
Thank you for reminding me of the game we were playing. And I apologize if we go a little over. I just want to make sure everything's tied up neatly.
I'm Gucci.
Neatly.
That's pretty fucking messy.
I don't know about that.
You have
That,
no idea.
Human perception? Or...
Human
Yeah,
perception.
social.
It's under social.
I was like,
Nice.
Okay. So there are 3 factors. You were only going to get 1 if you passed the DV, but that is a high enough success. You're getting all of them. There are 3 factors at play inside of the office that you're basically being run out of. First off, Letty doesn't want to be doing that job. You got that very early on, but she was doing it diligently, but she very much doesn't want to be doing that. She's striving for something greater, right? And you're like, okay, yeah, that's fine. It's not that she hates you. It's that she is very much a corporate girl. 2,
For that next promotion.
Glenn is her manager, but it seems like he is more proactively trying to engage you with everything you need. When you were calling for the AVs to get a ride back to your hotel, when you were doing all those things, it wasn't Letty that was putting in those efforts. It wasn't her staff. You were always catching up with Glenn's staff or Glenn in those processes. And out of character, it was probably the case that Glenn was going to try and give her an earful during that meeting regarding all of these little problems. You got to keep the talent happy. But from what you understand, Glenn is very much in a position, with that second note, very much in a position that's over his head. And it seems like these two are in the, you should have a PR person like Glenn, and Glenn should be working for a corporate girl like Letty. So for you, there's this weird mismatch. There's this disconjunction, probably due to pay. Who cares? They're all corrupt anyways. And then the third thing that you kind of notice about the gig is that they don't really think that they're going to keep you for very long. These are kind of like beats and plots that happen very briefly. So, do you think, noting that you want to kind of remain in the scene and kind of keep being a Biotechnica, kind of, getting paid, right? Living in the high life, in a hotel and everything. You want to stay with that. I guess mainly what I'm thinking is would you want to in any way kind of engage the department that you're under to kind of mix things up, or is there anything that you would want to do to kind of make yourself more lucrative, to kind of keep you as an asset for Biotechnica?
well, she definitely doesn't want to be back on the streets, basically.
Yeah.
But it's not like she was ever gung ho about you know, being under their thumb the entire time. So like if there's any kind of reason that she would just like, I might start looking for
Well, I guess
something else or
what I'm trying to relay here, and it's I'm trying to be subtle about it, but I'll go ahead and direct blast it at you. You have leverage on Letty. Letty's not in charge. Glenn would be a more personable manager on the road kind of guy. Like, he'd probably do everything you wanted him to, whereas Letty's just going to be like, yeah, whatever. And then, to kind of make yourself more lucrative and, like, keeping you on the payroll, if you basically have leverage on the person who's in charge, like, that kind of changes the deal, if you get my meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Throw Letty under the bus.
Throw Glenn under the bus, which causes Letty to basically get kind of, pushed forward and Glenn to get demoted, which kind of switches that paradigm, and then explain to Letty, look, this is what I did for you.
Oh yeah, she would 100% do that.
And also, I know your backstory. I'm not going to blab, and I'm not a threat to you, so long as you keep me close. And by close, I mean paid, fed, the like. Cool.
Yeah, that's like, yeah.
I like that.
Easy. Find her someone who would better manage her.
Oh, get rid of Glenn entirely.
Yeah.
All right. I was thinking maybe just have Glenn manager, but you know what? Fuck it. Bye, Glenn. And then he ends up like with cement shoes in the fucking river. Let's do it. I'm all for murdering ex-bosses. Minerva's right there. Stuart, no kidding. Both of those people are still alive and still working for the company.
Murder.
We like Minerva.
Well, that obviously means that Crown's got a long-term
Moira.
gig.
Yeah.
But Crown, obviously, you're keeping your options open.
Yeah, of course.
As she becomes more of an asset to Biotechnica, it may be the case that she starts getting more corporate staff to follow her, like actual bodyguards that are Biotechnica payroll. Stop your bad stuff. I'll be with you in just a moment. Okay. Mooney, are you quitting the gig as a driver? Again, not for any reason because, of the situation, just because you have work to do with the family. If Boxville is a dream or a goal for you.
I mean, maybe if that situation if the Boxville situation grows hair and requires more of his time.
Yeah, so what you'll get from Jumbo is the Gibsons are very interested in kind of doing something with Boxville, and the problem with the Scavs is a bit harrowing. They're going to need Aldecado help. Fortunately, the Aldecados have a Militech tank, and
hell yeah, can Mooney drive a fucking tank?
No, because it does require a certain training skill and neural connections, which you do not have.
I mean, I can get those.
Yeah, you could. It would probably be cheaper just to let the Aldecado folks drive the tank.
That's fair.
Since it's their tank. But yeah, they're going to just, if you want, they're going to roll the tank into the front door of Boxville and just plant it in the center and start shooting scabs. And kill everybody.
Yeah.
If that is your dream and that is your goal, like you mentioned to Jumbo brings the Aldecados, and the next, few weeks, you're basically not able to work for Letty because you are in the trenches of a bunch of junk. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Doing family shit.
Definitely keep in
Would
touch with
Mooney
Tom.
let Letty know what he's doing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Then she would also let Fisk know that her driver is
Boxville
taking
situation,
care
but-
of.
Yeah.
Taken care of.
Don't,
reply-
aka,
Don't
please
vomit.
don't blast it because
The reply
the
back.
driver's there.
The reply back is an interesting one. He says, "And you've got nomad connections." Interesting. Okay. I will ask before I enter Boxville.
Then I will make sure that I pull who I need to out of it before you need.
Fisk is very direct in his language. I want to make sure you understand that. I've been trying to.
Oh yeah.
If he says before I enter Boxville, it's not like if I enter Boxville. It is
yeah.
I am entering Boxville, period. That is happening.
Oh yeah, and
I'm
she'll
doing you a
make sure that
courtesy-
she pulls any of
Well,
Mooney's people.
he's not wanting to enter it and like smash everything now. That's not the deal. What I mean to say is like he has the same problem the nomads have. Militech needs to move shit into the city, right?
Oh.
They're not supposed to be here.
As
So,
long as he's not fucking around with her nomads, then
Yeah.
that's fine.
perfectly fine. We might get some Militech fucking Aldecado connections.
Hey, let's go!
You know what?
Networking!
Reclamation really wants that tank back, but we're not going to murder everybody if you just look the other way. Perfect. Last but not least.
What do you mean it's a Militech tank and it's like you clearly just spray painted over the M?
Yeah, right. It's got the Aldecado logo on it.
It's just an A now.
on the M, yeah. Last but not least, Redtail. Friday night is a fucking blast. The Impure Cobra band, just like this awesome, cool rock band, is playing opening for Charlotte Woolridge, which is the name that the former person known as Lara De Palma, member of Trickshot Band, has taken on for herself as she's doing her solo routine. And she's an amazing, heartfelt singer, like just so good. Like this is like samurai level tight rock. This is like the shit people in decades are still going to be listening to, right? And the drugs are flowing out of your shop like crazy. You easily make like double whatever we said you were going to make off of that synth coke, and in the lead up to that time are able to push out double that amount again. So you're making like 4 times as much as I said you were supposed to be making off that synth coke. You learn through connections and kind of mentions that it seems that the reason this is happening isn't because of like any kind of like genuine thing. Your connections are pretty close. Like you know Valentino's, you know Joe Boys. You live right here in the the neighborhood. Like you're protected. The Joe Boys don't murder you because you're fine, and everybody at Wellspring gets protected. But you know that come Saturday, there's going to be a really big thing happening, and do not head south out of Night City, especially through the tunnel. A lot of folks are basically explaining, just keep clear. Don't go through the tunnel. Stay away. Sure enough, on Saturday, the news reports, N54 sky, eye in the sky, you're seeing a massive gunfight. It appears that these very crazy individuals are trying to seize an Arasaka vehicle. And that is where we'll end the session for tonight. On Sunday, we will be finishing off that Arasaka shenanigans. I think this was
let's
a...
I have one question.
Yeah.
We haven't never solved. How much money was in the envelope I stole?
Oh, god damn.
Oh, that's right.
What was in the data pad?
Oh, god damn. Okay, great question. So the
Those are
cash,
some loose ends.
I had it the
definitely.
whole time.
the cash was
Hell
5,000 eddies.
Oh my god, we could have used that.
It was mostly in like low denomination Eddie, like
Say,
actual
it'll take
Euro
me a while
dollar
to count
bills.
it.
Yeah. You and Cotton are probably up. Like you've got Synth Coke
Let's
on
see.
one table,
Let's
you've got
see.
cash on the counter,
5,000 here.
Store's
3,000
closed.
there.
and then the data pad is locked. It is encrypted, locked. And this is the one you pull. Was this in the bag? This was in the bag, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, encrypted, locked. You can ship that off to somebody else if you want to try and figure out what it is. If you know a netrunner. Otherwise, you're just sitting with a data term that has some sort of encrypted information on it.
It's a good thing you know a netrunner.
I'm assuming with everything that's going on, you're probably not terribly concerned about the data term, though. Like, you've got work to do. Like, there's coke to make. Now you have 5,000 that you can invest in more coke. So if you really want to bust it out, like, yeah. I mean, I'll say by the end of the weekend, you're probably sitting on 15,000 after paying in, paying out.
Okay,
Yeah, you're loaded. It's like vacation time for you and Cotton. In all honesty, like, ooh, we got the Dollarinos. Let's go to Seattle. Fuck it. Let's go to the Crystal Palace. Well, we can't afford the Crystal Palace. It's a bit more pricey than this, but holy shit, that would be rad. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and unless anybody has anything else they want to add as a kind of like an end point. Nope. Okay.
Son of a bitch.
That's funny
Great.
now, because now I have enough money to have paid the ransom.
Very good stuff.
Next time on Cyberpunk Fridays,
Oh.
X joins a corpo.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, thanks for watching this. That's it. Pick up next time. See ya. And we'll see you on Sunday for the shootout. Night.
Bye.